Chapter 163. He was very close to her. His eyes were full of affection, as if he wanted to suck her into his eyes. I didn't agree, Tang Bao said shyly. She felt that she could not even lift her head. She was still a young girl who had just come of age less than a year ago, and she was loved so intensely. It was really embarrassing, and she was also afraid of love. Di Hao Yin clicked his tongue in annoyance and said, "Do you not want to be so close to me? Why are you blushing?" Tang Bao's face and ears were red. "How can I not be shy?" Di Hao Yin said domineeringly. "Besides, it's just a kiss. Don't be so shy. When you like someone, you will always unconsciously get close to them. This is common sense." Tang Bao thought blankly. Was he sure he was not bluffing? Di Hao Yin still held Tang Bao's hand and slowly pulled her out of the bathroom. At the door, Tang Bao clung to the door and refused to let go. "I don't agree. We will definitely have to separate and take our own baths. Are you still so shy?" Di Hao Yin's dark eyes held back his smile, but his presence was very strong. Tang Bao could not lift her head even more, and her face became even redder. "So, do you agree or not? If you don't agree, I don't want to talk to you anymore," Tang Bao insisted. Di Hao Yin raised his eyebrows and smiled. "Then you go take your bath first." Tang Bao quietly took her pajamas and opened the bathroom door. After going in, she stuck her little head between the door and looked out at Di Hao Yin, who was sitting on the bed lazily and doing nothing. Di Hao Yin was sitting on the bed. "You won't come in while I'm taking my bath, right?" Tang Bao asked worriedly. "I won't. If you come in, I will be angry." Tang Bao threatened the king of D City. Di Hao Yin narrowed his eyes dangerously at the closed door. He suddenly realized that even such a threat made his heart skip a beat. What shy girl? Tang Bao kept an eye on the door while he was washing. Di Hao Yin shouldn't be someone who doesn't keep his promises, right? Could she go back on her word? Was there a medicine for regret in this world? Or could they turn back time? Tang Bao sighed, as if he was about to drive him out of the door. However, she could only think about it. She could only accept her fate and take a shower first. She just couldn't understand why Di Hao Yin was so obsessed with her. Tang Bao looked at herself. She was clearly still a young girl. The Tang Bao looked like a lotus flower that had just emerged from the water. She was still very beautiful. Her face was bright red, perhaps because of the hot water or because she was still shy. Di Hao Yin stared at Tang Bao with gloomy eyes and said, "You're quite clean." "Of course not. Isn't this how you bathe?" Tang Bao thought to herself. "Did I just wash my hands?" She pursed her red lips and walked to the other side of the bed. "I'm going to take a shower." Di Hao Yin didn't look at her anymore. He stood up and went to the bathroom. If he continued to look at her, he was afraid that he wouldn't be able to resist the urge to pull her into his arms. Tang Bao muttered softly, "Just take a shower. Why do you have to tell me?" It made her heart beat even faster for no reason. Tang Bao got on the bed and realized that the bathroom door was open. She could clearly hear the sound of water. She could almost imagine the scene of water washing over her body from the sound of the water. Tang Bao covered her hot face with both hands. She was going to become strange like this. Seriously, why didn't Di Hao Yin close the door when he was taking a shower? Di Hao Yin must have done it on purpose. Tang Bao lay on the bed obediently. She didn't put her hands and feet everywhere like before. Now, she was neatly laid out. When Di Hao Yin came out, he saw her cute little face, and his sexy thin lips were slightly raised. Tang Bao looked in Di Hao Yin's direction and was so scared that she covered her head with the blanket. "Why aren't you wearing a jacket? I still have to take it off anyway. It's troublesome." After saying that, Tang Bao felt the bed sink. She felt as if she couldn't bear the burden. Then, the blanket was pulled down from her face. She met Di Hao Yin's dark and vast eyes. Tang Bao was stunned. Her mind was filled with Di Hao Yin's appearance. She even forgot to speak. Di Hao Yin's deep black eyes were filled with Tang Bao's nervous little face. The blush on her face hadn't faded. The back of his hand brushed Tang Bao's face. The tender feeling seeped into the back of his hand, making him greedy for this touch. Tang Bao felt that her whole body was exposed under Di Hao Yin's gaze. She was shy and nervous, as if she had nowhere to hide. She grabbed Di Hao Yin's hand and hoped that he would stop touching her. She begged, "Can you turn off the lights?" Why? Di Haoyin only realized how hoarse his voice was when he spoke. This sound also shocked Tang Bao. Her breathing became even more unstable. "It's too bright. Can you turn it off? I want to see the expression on your face." Di Haoyin's eyes were burning. Tang Bao didn't want to see it even more. She didn't want Di Haoyin to see her. That was why she asked to turn it off. Didn't Di Haoyin feel embarrassed? "Don't be shy. Bao Bao has always been the most beautiful." Di Haoyin lifted Tang Bao's chin and lifted her shy little face. Tang Bao found that her face was hidden in Di Haoyin's shadow. This was considered not bad, right? "Di Haoyin, don't get so close." Tang Bao's eyelashes fluttered violently. Then, she closed her eyes tightly. She felt that she couldn't open her eyes. She was too shy. Wait a minute." Tang Bao stopped him halfway. Di Haoyin looked up. Why did Tang Bao stutter when he just wanted to kiss her? She felt that she was touched by Di Haoyin's joy. "I think I'm still too young to kiss. Be good, it's just a kiss." Tang Bao thought about it. She looked at Di Haoyin's gentle expression as if he wanted to move her. How could she not panic? Tang Bao woke up in the morning and put on her clothes in the cloakroom. Then, she buttoned her bra for a long time. When she used force, her hands were trembling. Tang Bao was so shy that she put down her hands and was stunned. Di Haoyin, that guy who didn't care about anything, he still insisted on kissing her even after she rejected him repeatedly. Tang Bao was shocked to find that Di Haoyin seemed to like staying by her side. He was really clingy. It was too scary. Chapter 164. Should she stay away from Di Haoyin for the sake of her own life? Or should she just divorce him? The thought of divorce was so strong. There was no other way. She would be killed by Di Haoyin. She loosened her grip. Tang Bao turned his head. Di Haoyin had come in at some point. Tang Bao's expression was slightly uncomfortable. Now it had really come true. But who would want such a promise? Tang Bao was going crazy. However, this kind of ambiguous yet warm feeling made Tang Bao's heart feel a trace of peace. It was as if time had slowed down. They ate breakfast at the dining table. Everything was as usual. The breakfast was nutritious, and the servants were orderly. Tang Bao was about to drink the milk when he felt that it was difficult to hold the cup. Then, as soon as he held the cup, Tang Bao froze. He stared blankly at the way he held the cup. Tang Bao looked at Di Haoyin blankly, but he met Di Haoyin's evil, wanton, and naked eyes. Tang Bao was so scared that the cup in his hand fell on the table. There was a bang. The milk almost spilled out. The milk even stained the back of Tang Bao's hand and even splashed on his face. This, Zhongli was shocked. "Young madam, are you okay?" Tang Bao thought that he looked okay now. Yes, he was. There was milk at the corner of my mouth. I licked it and ate it. Di Haoyin's eyes were green and deep. If his voice was not suppressed, the hoarseness betrayed his calmness. How could Tang Bao not taste the evil in it? And Di Haoyin must have done it on purpose. Tang Bao felt that he could no longer suppress the anger in his stomach since he woke up. He picked up the milk in the cup and splashed it at Di Haoyin. It splashed Di Haoyin. Di Haoyin's body shook. The milk spilled on the black shirt, and it was very eye-catching. Di Haoyin's face was twisted and gloomy. Zhang Li and Li En were really frightened, especially Zhang Li. His mouth couldn't help but open so wide that an egg could be stuffed into it. Who dared to throw something at the young emperor? Not to mention splashing things. Even the people who spoke to him didn't dare to raise their voices. Was the Tang Bao doomed this time? How dare you splash water on me? Are you tired of living? Di Haoyin shot a sharp look at Tang Bao. It was a gaze that could put someone to death by 1,000 cuts. Tang Bao quickly ran to the other end of the table and looked at Di Haoyin warily. Isn't it too late to run now? Di Haoyin's aura was extremely terrifying. Tang Bao's heart skipped a beat. Who told you to provoke me first? Tell me, what did I do to provoke you? Di Haoyin's face was dark. You. Tang Bao wanted to say something, but she couldn't say it. Most importantly, Zhang Li and Li En were present. How could she say it out loud? She wouldn't say it even if she was beaten to death. On the other side, Li En brought a towel and wiped Di Haoyin's milk. The dripping sound was shocking. It was even scarier than a person bleeding. Come here and wipe it for me. Di Hao Ian looked straight at Tang Bao. Me? Why do you want me to wipe it? Don't you have Lian to wipe it for you? Tang Bao didn't want to go over. She was afraid that once she went over, there would be nothing left of her. Where did the courage to splash milk on me just now go? Di Hao Ian asked coldly. I swallowed it back into my stomach. Don't make me say a second time. Tang Bao bit her upper lip, feeling very wronged and pitiful. However, she still couldn't resist Di Hao Ian's gaze and moved towards Di Hao Ian. Lian handed her the snow-white towel. Tang Bao glared at Lian before taking it. Lian said that he didn't do anything and listened to the young master. Tang Bao carefully wiped the milk stains on Di Hao Ian's body. Her eyes were very focused, and she didn't look at Di Hao Ian's face. Even if she didn't look, she could feel Di Hao Ian's gaze on her face. Because it was too intense, it hurt. As Tang Bao wiped, she thought that Di Hao Ian's anger would definitely not dissipate so easily. What should she do? She might have to suffer again. What should she do if Di Hao Ian is angry? Answer. Kiss him until he's not angry anymore. Tang Bao was a little regretful now. How good would it be if she had endured it? This wouldn't have happened, right? She was the dignified Tang Bao. What was she afraid of? Why didn't she dare to do anything in front of Di Hao Ian? Was this the legendary saying of bullying the weak and fearing the strong? Tang Bao didn't think so. She just thought that when a person encountered danger, they should be afraid. Otherwise, they would lose their lives. Di Hao Ian pinched her chin and said coldly, How dare you be distracted? Tang Bao immediately looked at him with extreme grievance. Her watery eyes were full of pity. Di Hao Ian, can I stop wiping? My hand hurts. Why didn't you feel pain when you splashed milk on me? Although Di Hao Ian asked angrily, he still changed his hand from pinching his chin to pinching Tang Bao's wrist. Here? It's sour here. Di Hao Ian turned over Tang Bao's palm again and found that it was red and swollen. Di Hao Ian's dark eyebrows furrowed. Did he play too much last night? Why was it all swollen? It was even more tender than he thought. After seeing the red and swollen hand, Di Hao Ian was not angry at all. His heart ached. He ordered the butler, Go and get the ointment to reduce swelling. Lian immediately went to get it. Di Hao Ian looked at Tang Bao's pitiful face and asked, Why didn't you say you were uncomfortable? You didn't ask me. Tang Bao continued to pretend to be pitiful. Di Hao Ian knew that Tang Bingxian had a high proportion of Tang Bingxian's costume, but he still pressed her down on his lap to prevent her hands from moving. When the ointment was brought, Zhongli was about to apply it on Tang Bao, but Di Hao Ian took it away. Hand! Tang Bao stretched out her red palm, and Di Hao Ian applied the ointment. As he applied, he looked at Tang Bao's face and asked, Does it hurt? It doesn't hurt. It's cold. Apply it with this next time. She looked at the ointment on Tang Bao's palm and was stunned. What did he mean? Next time? There will be a next time? Are you kidding me? Didn't you say you would give me some benefits? Is there no end to the benefits? Don't tell me there's a sweet middle and a sweet tail. Di Hao Ian acted as if he didn't know that Tang Bao was frightened. After applying the ointment, he took the disinfectant towel from Li In and wiped his hands. After wiping the ointment, Di Hao Ian began to feed Tang Bao breakfast. I can eat by myself. Tang Bao was very awkward. Can your hands eat by themselves? Tang Bao didn't say anything, because both of her hands were red and swollen with ointment. She definitely couldn't. She could only open her mouth when Di Hao Ian fed her food. Chapter 165. Di Hao Ian was speechless. Zhang Li and Li In walked out of the restaurant. Zhang Li couldn't help but sigh. Why are you sighing? Li In asked, puzzled. Can't you tell? As long as young madam acts coquettishly, the young master seems to have changed into a different person. Sigh. If the outside world were to see this scene, would they think that the young emperor is a fake? Zhang Li said. Li In looked at the scene in the restaurant. His eyes were slightly restrained, and he was calm as a butler. Young madam can almost climb over the young master's head. Why does the young master seem to be in a better mood? Li In glanced at Zhang Li and said, Maybe this is something we can't understand. Indeed, maybe this is how couples are. Today in the office, Juan Malay felt that something was wrong with Tang Bao. In the past, when he came to the company, he would either stroll around or sit at his desk and play games. Now, he did nothing and sat in his chair in a daze. Is the computer broken? Juan Malay paid attention to what Tang Bao was doing other than work. Is it broken? Tang Bao was stunned by the question. If it's not broken, why aren't you playing games? My hand hurts a little. Tang Bao pouted, as if he had been forced to swallow a bitter pill in silence. What's wrong? Juan Malay grabbed her hand and looked at it. It was a little red, but it was still swollen. It doesn't look serious. How did it happen? It's nothing. I fell and fell. You're so promising. Tang Bao couldn't say that she did something that made her hand swollen and weak, right? Sigh. Tang Bao sighed bitterly in her heart. Then, she stood up and said, I'm going to the toilet. Tang Bao went into the toilet and sat on the toilet bowl. She squatted and played with her phone. She could still touch her phone, but playing games would affect her. She just sat there and watched TV. She had only watched half an episode when the caller ID popped up. It was Di Hao Ian. Tang Bao answered, hello. As soon as he said, hey, Di Hao Ian's voice came in. You fell into the toilet? How did you know I was in the toilet? Where are you now? Tang Bao was stunned and asked, your office. Why are you in my office? Are you done? Do you want me to fish you out now? No need. Tang Bao's body tensed up. He immediately hung up the phone and wiped his butt. She believed that Di Hao Ian would definitely do it. He was capable of anything. Moreover, it was not like Di Hao Ian had not barged into the ladies' room before. The Tang Bao's memory was still fresh in his mind. She pushed open the office door and saw Di Hao Ian sitting in her seat. With Di Hao Ian sitting in that seat, she did not know if it was because of Di Hao Ian's aura, but her entire office became high-end. Why are you looking for me? Why did Tang Bao feel that the head of tea was so leisurely? Your hand can't eat. I want to feed you. Tang Bao was stunned. He could not believe it. My hand is fine. The swelling has gone down. Can I eat a meal now? Tang Bao wondered if he had a physiological problem that made him unable to take care of himself. Di Hao Ian came all the way here just for this? Come here. Di Hao Ian sat on the chair and looked at her lazily. Tang Bao did not know what he wanted to do. She walked over. As soon as she got close, she was pulled over by Di Hao Ian before she could even stop. He made her fall into Di Hao Ian's safe chest. Tang Bao's face was red as he touched his poor nose. What are you doing? Serve me well so that you can continue to play with me in the future. Di Hao Ian raised his eyebrows and looked very evil. Tang Bao's brain was slow for a few seconds before she understood what Di Hao Ian said. She immediately struggled with agitation. I don't want you to serve me. However, people who fell into Di Hao Ian's hands could not escape. Tang Bao could not struggle no matter how hard she struggled. Di Hao Ian looked at her flushed face and panting. His dark eyes were full of love as he lifted her to sit on his lap. Tang Bao wondered whether he was as light as a feather or Di Hao Ian was extremely strong. He lifted her onto his lap so easily. Tang Bao stared at Di Hao Ian. How could this person be so domineering and not give her a chance to retreat? You make it sound nice. If you don't serve me, you won't force me to do that kind of thing next time? I will. Then don't serve me anymore. You should say that since the result will be the same anyway, why don't you let me serve you? Tang Bao was so angry that he couldn't bear it anymore. He bared his teeth and bit Di Hao Ian's protruding Adam's apple. Di Hao Ian raised his chin slightly and groaned. He held the back of Tang Bao's head and said in a rough voice, You're really my little wolf dog. If it were a wild animal, it would not be bitten in the throat. That would be fatal. However, he was bitten by the little wolf dog. Yu Song-hwan had been very irritated recently, especially after she had a nightmare last night. She dreamed that Di Hao Ian was injured because of Tang Bao and was covered in blood. That image could not be erased. She had already lost her husband. How could she lose her son? Just as Yu Song-hwan was at a loss, the servant came in. Yu Song-hwan could not help but feel irritated. What's the matter? Old madam, Miss Xiao Rui is here. Yu Song-hwan became even more irritated. I don't want to see her. But when the servant turned around and left, Yu Song-hwan changed her mind. She suppressed the irritation in her heart and said, "Let her in." After a while, Xiao Rui came in with a polite and happy smile on her face. "Auntie, you haven't been here for a few days. I missed you so much. If only Hao Ian had your heart. He's busy all day long," Yu Song-hwan complained. "Then I came to see you on behalf of Hao Ian. I hope you don't dislike me." Xiao Rui thought to herself that Hao Ian was not that busy. He was busy with Tang Bao. How could that be? I'm more than happy to see you. Yu Song-hwan was once the daughter-in-law of a wealthy family. Naturally, she would say what was on the surface. After saying that, she could not help but sigh. She seemed to be very worried. "Annie, what's wrong? Is there something bothering you? Although I can't solve it for you, I'm willing to share your burden." Xiao Rui had always been sensible in front of Yu Song-hwan. It's because of Hao Ian. What's wrong with Hao Ian? I know you've always liked Hao Ian. Hao Ian is more compatible with you. Xiao Rui liked hearing this sentence. She could not hide the smile on her face, but she said, "Of course not. Besides, Hao Ian is already married. I shouldn't have such thoughts. It's precisely because he's married that I'm worried. Hao Ian had no choice but to get married." "What do you mean?" Xiao Rui perked up. Chapter 166. What? It's her? Xiao Rui even took the blame for this to humiliate Tang Bao. So, Tang Bao was the smartest person. Not only did he not expose her, but he even laughed at her. Xiao Rui's expression was very ugly. She wanted to strangle Tang Bao. If it weren't for the fact that Hao Ian wanted to repay her, he wouldn't have married her. Xiao Rui had never understood why Hao Ian wanted to marry Tang Bao. Now, she finally understood. She was mocked by Tang Bao back then. Could she use the same words to mock her? But Xiao Rui didn't understand. Why did Tang Bao look like she didn't know anything? He must be pretending to be a fool in order not to let others know. Xiao Rui really wanted to see how Tang Bao would justify herself. She watched Xiao Rui leave happily as if she had won a gold ingot. Yu Song-hwan also felt that he had gone overboard. But when she thought about Hao Ian's safety, she felt that all this was necessary. She couldn't let anything happen to Hao Ian. Tang Bao and Wan Malay were walking out of the company when they heard a burst of laughter in the distance. "Ha! Ha ha ha!" Tang Bao and Wan Malay looked at Xiao Rui, who was laughing so hard that she was convulsing with laughter, as if they were looking at an idiot. Tang Bao nudged Wan Malay with his elbow and said, "Did I provoke her like this last time? I feel a little guilty. She is Hao Ian's mother's savior. Do you think Hao Ian will have any thoughts? It's not your fault. Some people are born to go crazy." Wan Malay comforted her. "Although I feel guilty, I'm really happy." Tang Bao's expression changed. Wan Malay was speechless. Xiao Rui walked forward proudly and said, "I know you two are talking bad about me, but I don't mind." "Looks like you're seriously ill," Tang Bao said. "Why don't I take you to the hospital to have your brain checked? I'll pay." "You're the one who's crazy." "Tang Bao, let me tell you, your arrogance has reached its end." "Am I proud?" Tang Bao asked Wan Malay. "Am I?" "No." Wan Malay shook his head. "See? No." Xiao Rui was infuriated by Tang Bao's dismissive attitude. However, if she hadn't come prepared, she would have definitely gone mad with anger. "Do you remember the last time I told you that I was the savior of Hao Ian's mother?" Xiao Rui asked. He thought to himself, "Let's see how long you can pretend." "I already know. You don't have to tell me anymore. Don't use the excuse of being my savior to hang around in front of me. Be careful, or I'll beat you up," Tang Bao said bluntly. "I made a mistake last time. Actually, I said it on purpose," Xiao Rui said. "What did you say wrong?" "Actually, I'm not the savior of Hao Ian's mother. If you're not, then who are you? A ghost?" Tang Bao wouldn't be led by the nose by her. Last time, he asked Hao Ian, and Hao Ian admitted it himself. What was the point of Xiao Rui lying to him again? Tang Bao turned around and walked away. However, Xiao Rui immediately blocked his way. "Go away. Be careful, or I'll really beat you up." Tang Bao's expression changed. Aren't you curious why Di Hao Ian married you? Aren't you curious why Di Hao Ian wanted to find a woman who looks like us? I'm not curious. Tang Bao felt that this woman was extraordinarily annoying. If it weren't for Di Hao Ian's mother, she would have already hit him. Don't be in a hurry to leave. I'll leave after I'm done talking. I promise I won't bother you again. You really won't bother me anymore? Tang Bao didn't believe her. Di Hao Ian was looking for the little girl who saved his mother a long time ago. Then he found me, but he found the wrong girl. It's not his fault. It's already good enough that he could find a girl who looked good after he only met her once. But later, he realized that I wasn't the one he was looking for, so he continued to look and found you. Do you mean that Di Hao Ian found the wrong person again and is looking for a third person who looks like you? Tang Bao said speechlessly. She knew what Xiao Rui's purpose was. No. Tang Bao looked at her. Why not? Because you're the real girl who saved Di Hao Ian's mother. Tang Bao was stunned for a moment, then laughed. If you want to lie, why don't you find someone you can trust? Wouldn't I know if she saved him or not? Tang Bao, I've already said so much. What's the point of continuing to act? But you're quite good at acting. Who's acting? If you're not, then you're not. Tang Bao was really angry. If it's not you, why would Di Hao Ian marry you? Do you really think you're both talented and beautiful? Xiao Rui mocked. These words made Tang Bao speechless for a moment. How would she know why Di Hao Ian wanted to marry her? Love at first sight. What other reason could there be? But every time she said this, Tang Bao felt a little unconfident. Because Di Hao Ian really wants to repay his kindness to you, so he married you and not me. Tang Bao, you don't have to pretend anymore. I'll tell you what you said to me before. You're only good to Di Hao Ian because of your kindness. What do you have to be proud of? You're the one who's really pitted. Tang Bao stood there, very disgusted by Xiao Rui's words. Didn't she know whether she saved Di Hao Ian's mother or not? Did she need Xiao Rui to say it? What a joke. But Xiao Rui's mocking and pitiful expression was very eye-catching, and it made Tang Bao feel very uncomfortable. Until Xiao Rui left with a victorious smile, Tang Bao's mind was still not completely clear. Wan Malay saw that Tang Bao's expression was not good, so she immediately comforted him. Don't listen to her nonsense here. She can lie to others, but how can she lie to herself? No means no. Xiao Rui just wants to see you admit defeat. Don't fall in her trap. I know. Tang Bao said this, but he did not know how to calm down in his heart. Tang Bao had this feeling from the beginning. Let's not talk about why Di Hao Ian married her. Just the fact that she did not have any clear memory of when she was 10 years old was very strange. Lan Wanru was the first to come to her and ask, but Tang Bao did not take it seriously. It was just that it was difficult for her to remember. When Xiao Rui said that she was the savior of Di Hao Ian's mother, she believed it because Tang Bao did not have any impression of saving anyone. But now Xiao Rui said something like this. Tang Bao could not be trusted. But why did she keep thinking about the terrorist attack 10 years ago? Wan Malay said that she remembered it clearly. Why couldn't she remember? Was it really because her mother was sick and passed away? A car drove over. Wan Malay grabbed Tang Bao, who was walking forward without looking at the car, and said, "What are you doing? You were almost hit by a car." Malay, do you think a person who can't remember the past will lose their memory? Chapter 167. I don't know why, but I always feel like something happened to me when I was 10 years old, but I can't remember anything, Tang Bao said. Didn't I say that it's normal for you not to know when your mother passed away? Even if my mother passed away, no matter how sad I was, the world I lived in wasn't closed off. How could I not know? I felt as if I had never experienced that incident in my life. It's like there's a blank memory. So I'm thinking, did I lose my memory? This can't be. Wamalay didn't think that amnesia was that simple. Should I go see a doctor? Isn't there a psychiatrist who can restore memories? What if there isn't? I don't know. Let's go see him first. Then the two of them found a psychiatrist in the afternoon and went. Before Tang Bao entered the door, she became nervous. Don't be nervous. Maybe you're just scaring yourself. Tang Bao nodded and entered the door. The psychiatrist asked Tang Bao to lie down on a comfortable chair. There was a small round light bulb on the right side of Tang Bao. She didn't know what it was for. Doctor, can you turn this off? This is the key to recovering your memory. It can illuminate your memory more clearly, and you can see it more clearly. Tang Bao and Wan Malay looked at each other. Why was it so mysterious? Whatever. Lying on the hospital bed, wasn't she still at the mercy of the doctor? Don't be nervous. Relax your body and take deep breaths. Tang Bao followed the doctor's instructions and exhaled deeply. You don't have to vomit so hard. Be natural. Wan Malay laughed out loud. Go out, the doctor said. You'll disturb the patient. Wan Malay glanced at Tang Bao. She was a little worried about leaving her in this unfamiliar place. If she fell asleep, wouldn't she be defenseless? How dangerous would that be? It's okay. Go out and wait for me, Tang Bao said when she saw Wan Malay's worry. After Wan Malay went out, Tang Bao slowly closed her eyes under the doctor's instructions. She had long wanted to close her eyes, but the light was too glaring. Imagine that your body is very light, as if you were floating in outer space without any resistance. Then shut out all the thoughts in your mind. Tang Bao closed his eyes, and his body slowly relaxed. He did not move at all, as if he was following the doctor's thoughts. When all your thoughts are shut out, your mind begins to relax, and relax again. Then what do you see? Did something unimaginable happen to you? The doctor stopped talking after he finished his sentence. Tang Bao, who was lying on the chair in a relaxed manner, tilted his head, closed his eyes, and breathed evenly. He was quiet and defenseless. She fell asleep. The doctor's face twisted. Hey, get up. The doctor slammed his palm on the armrest. Tang Bao was so frightened that he sat up straight. Wan Malay, who was outside, also heard the doctor's roar and rushed in. What's wrong? What happened? Tang Bao looked at the doctor in confusion. He did not know why the doctor suddenly went crazy. Doctor, you haven't called out my deepest memories yet. Why did you scare me awake? Tang Bao asked curiously. The doctor pointed at the door. Go. I'm not taking you in anymore. Why? I specially came here to ask you to restore my memories. Why are you chasing me away? Tang Bao did not understand. I hypnotized you, and you slept. If you didn't mean it, don't come here. The doctor was furious. I've taken in so many patients, and I've never seen anyone fall asleep under my hypnosis. Get out. Get out of here. Immediately. Immediately. Damn it. Tang Bao and Wan Malay were kicked out just like that. What's with your attitude? Do you think I won't tear down your signboard? Tang Bao roared at the door angrily. Wan Malay asked in confusion. You fell asleep? Why did you fall asleep? Isn't it possible to get my memories back when I fall asleep? I think this psychiatrist is a scammer. It's his own fault for making me fall asleep, and he's blaming everyone. What a joke. Tang Bao was furious. She should be the one who's angry. She really came here to look for her memories. How did it become like this? Liar. Wan Malay, why are you staring at me? Is there something on my face? Tang Bao was unhappy. I'm just thinking, is it the psychiatrist who's incapable or you who's more capable? What do you mean? You came here to look for your memories and you fell asleep? If that's not more capable, then what is? I feel a little sorry for that psychiatrist. His self-confidence was destroyed in your hands. How traumatized will it be for him? In the future, when he faces patients, will he think of you and not be able to help them? I pity him. Wan Malay shook his head. Blame me? He kept telling me to relax my body, relax my mind, relax my body, relax my mind. He kept telling me to relax. How could I not feel sleepy? Tang Bao thought that this was some kind of hypnotism. Why isn't he sleeping? How do you know he's not sleeping? The psychiatrist said that you're the first one. Looking at his qualifications, he's not young. Tell me, how lucky must he be to meet you? Wan Malay said. Tang Bao stared at Wan Malay. Just because he said he's the first one, does that mean he's the first one? Can he tell the truth? Besides, you're the one who found him. Is there a problem with him? Why would there be a problem with me finding him? We only went because you said there was no problem. Wan Malay had never seen someone kick someone to the curb after they'd outlived their usefulness. Then what do you think we should do? Find a new one? Tang Bao was nervous and came to find a psychiatrist. What happened? Do we need to find one? If we want to find one, we have to find one who's famous, Juan Malay said. That's right. This one is obviously not famous. No wonder he can make me fall asleep. Big liar. Tang Bao looked into the distance blankly and said to Juan Malay, no matter who asks you about me, don't tell them, understand? You won't tell them, even if the young emperor asks. The one I can't tell them the most is him. Why? If there's really a problem, he definitely doesn't want me to know. Tang Bao was still thinking about the day she asked Di Hao Yin if Xiao Rui was the girl who saved his mother. Di Hao Yin said yes, and she should have continued to ask, why did you marry me? She didn't ask. Why didn't she ask? Was it because she didn't dare to ask in her heart? The cold wind suddenly blew, lifting Tang Bao's skirt and ruffling her black hair. The wind was a little cold on her body. Malay, is winter coming? Chapter 168. Tang Bao didn't want to argue with Di Hao Yin anymore. She couldn't deal with Di Hao Yin. This was the only way she could hide her inferiority. I've said it many times, you can't get a divorce here. Di Hao Yin's voice was low and cold. To repay a debt of gratitude? How about this? If you really want to repay a debt of gratitude, you can give me money. I can also accept money. Tang Bao looked away. Is there anything else besides money? Di Hao Yin asked, his eyes locked on Tang Bao's face. Tang Bao thought. She wanted something else, but would it belong to her? Her motive from the beginning was so obvious. He married you to repay a debt of gratitude, and you really took it so seriously that you were prepared to rely on him for the rest of your life. People should know how to be humble. This was traditional morality. After a long silence, she said, no. Di Hao Yin's face immediately darkened, and his whole body exuded a cold aura. It was as if her feet, which had been warmed up, had turned cold again, and the cold air drilled into her back. It was a bone-chilling cold. Tang Bao couldn't stand Di Hao Yin's cold aura, and she lost some confidence. What are you doing? I'm doing this for your sake. Don't you think you're losing out by marrying me for such a reason? Why gamble on your lifetime's happiness? It's just right now, we don't have a child yet, so everything can be discussed. Otherwise, after we have a child, we'll have to ask the child who he's willing to marry, and that'll be cruel. Before Tang Bao could finish, she saw Di Hao Yin walking towards her with a dark face. She was so scared that she turned around and ran. However, she hadn't even taken 3 steps when she was caught by Di Hao Yin's long arm. Let go of me. What do you want to do? Tang Bao panicked. Di Hao Yin lifted Tang Bao onto his broad shoulders and walked into the house. What are you doing? Let go of me. Tang Bao's stomach was uncomfortable with the hard shoulders. She struggled to get down, but Di Hao Yin was so strong that she couldn't resist at all. Tang Bao was quite flustered. She didn't know what she said wrong. Was this person crazy? Di Hao Yin, I'm telling you, let go of me. Otherwise, I won't take your money. But if I don't take it, you'll definitely feel guilty. So, it's better for you to give me some money. Isn't that what it means? Tang Bao was directly thrown onto the bed. She was so scared that her whole body was on guard against Di Hao Yin, who had a very strong yin aura. What do you want? Tang Bao didn't understand. You won't mention divorce after you give birth to the child, right? This was not a question, nor was it a request. Tang Bao felt that he was scaring her, because if she wanted to give birth, she had to do that kind of thing. Di Hao Yin, you said you'd give me 3 months. This was the only guarantee Tang Bao had now. At this moment, Di Hao Yin was exuding a vicious aura, as if he wanted to tear her apart. There's no difference between 3 months and now. Di Hao Yin looked down from above, as dangerous as a god. He pressed down on Tang Bao. Tang Bao opened her small mouth and stared blankly at the thick shadow that was shrouding over her. She was pressed down on the bed by Di Hao Yin. Her 2 wrists were clamped by the hands that were like iron chains, and it was painful. Di Hao Yin, can you not be so moody? I'm moody? Do you care? Is it because I'm too good to you that you challenge my patience over and over again? Di Hao Yin's face was twisted with anger. How are you good to me? You're so overbearing, always bullying me. Tang Bao's chest tightened, and her face turned red. Since it's not good, then I'll be bad to you all the way. Di Haotian pinched Tang Bao's chin, and his thin lips invaded. Ugh! Tang Bao's small mouth couldn't bear the wanton action, and her expression was uncomfortable. She wanted to struggle, but Di Haotian's body was as heavy as Mount Tai. Coupled with his strength, she didn't have the slightest chance to escape. Ugh! Ugh! Tang Bao was like a meat on the chopping block, and Di Haotian could do whatever he wanted. Di Haotian's black eyes were dyed with anger, and it made people feel that he was unusually dangerous. When Tang Bao's whole body was released, the suffocation of death made her greedily suck in the fresh oxygen in the air. She felt that her whole body was swollen, trembling, and numb. Tang Bao hadn't woken up from her thoughts, and the tip of Di Haotian's tongue pressed against her again, and he even revealed his sharp silver teeth. Ugh! No, don't what? Di Haotian asked, still panting with anger. You said that you'd give me 3 months. Why, do you think that I'm not good enough? Are you satisfied now? Di Haotian kissed her fiercely. Ugh! It hurts! Tell me, why must you wait for 3 months? What are you scheming in your heart? Do you want to wait for 3 months to run away? If you don't give yourself to me, who do you want to give yourself to? Di Haotian's pair of black eyes were dyed red with anger, especially when he thought of Tang Bao's indifferent attitude just now. He was completely enraged. Wild beasts were scary, but an enraged wild beast was even scarier. I didn't. In Tang Bao's eyes, there was a slight tremble of tears, and she was resisting. You were the one who promised. The fear and grievance in her heart made her cry. Di Haotian, sob, sob, sob. Di Haotian's unbridled hand stopped, and he froze in place. The red in his black eyes gradually faded. Looking up, Tang Bao was biting her lip. Tears slid down the corners of her eyes, flowed into the roots of her hair, and disappeared. Di Haotian's heart ached. Every beat of his heart felt like it was knocking on his chest, and it was numb. The only way not to hurt her was to turn around and leave. But how could he bear to do that? The blue veins on the back of Di Haotian's hand twitched. He straightened his body and left. The heavy feeling on his body left. The door closed, indicating that Di Haotian had left. Tang Bao's body was loose on the bed, as if she had been dismembered. She cried when she was not let go, but when she was let go, her tears flowed even harder. Tang Bao curled up on the bed, hugging herself. She could hear the silence of the room. His mind was a complete mess. Only the impact of the truth made her unable to accept it. Why was she the girl who stole Di Haotian's mother's wallet? Why wasn't it Xiao Rue? She didn't want to be that girl. It didn't matter whether she wanted to or not now. Even Di Haotian had admitted that he married her. He had really wronged himself. He had sacrificed his life's happiness for such a reason. Was kindness greater than the heavens? He didn't even allow her to ask for a divorce. Tang Bao closed her eyes. Her heart was full of pain. When Tang Bao woke up early in the morning, he was in a hazy state. Why were the windows in the room so small? Why was the bed so small? It took her a few seconds to remember that this was her room. Why was she here? She had quarreled with Di Haotian. Chapter 169. That was also the reason why Di Haotian married her. It was to repay her kindness. Love at first sight? Now that she thought about it, it was really wishful thinking. Tang Bao did not go back to the castle to ask Di Haotian, nor did she go to the company. She went back to the Tang family. She sat quietly at the door, as if waiting for the slender and pitiful figure of her family member who came home late. Before she came, she called Di Haotian and told him that she was going back to the Tang family. She had not been back for a long time. So many justifiable reasons. Tang Bao walked around after eating. She walked to the river not far from the back of the villa and sat down. The water was very clear, and the sky was dark early now. Her figure reflected in the water was black, and only a little outline could be seen. Tang Bao took off her shoes. Her bare feet touched the water, and the figure in the water was immediately blurred by the ripples. The sudden coolness of the water made Tang Bao a little uncomfortable, but she still put both her feet in. Because some people said that when the feet were stimulated by the cold, the mind would be clear and think of many things. This was much more useful than hypnosis. Tang Bao did not know how she lost her memory, but she remembered that Tang Xishan had told her before that she fell from the house in the past. She hurt her head. It must have been that time that she lost her memory. Tang Bao felt that she was really like an ignorant child now. She still had to wait for someone to tell her. All that was left was a helpless sigh. What else could she do? Her feet in the water were suddenly fished out of the water. Tang Bao was shocked. Then she saw Di Hao Qian suddenly appear, hold her feet in his palm, and then stuff them into his suit jacket and wrap them. The soles of her feet were instantly wrapped in warmth. She was very greedy. When Tang Bao realized what she was doing, she wanted to pull her feet back. But Di Hao Qian did not let her. Don't be like this. If I didn't come, how long were you going to put your feet in the water? Di Hao Qian's face was deep and cold. Their gazes were full of oppression. Tang Bao pursed his lips and said, because the book says that there are reflection areas, acupoints, and meridians of the human body on the feet. If you stimulate them, you will become clear-headed. The book said to stimulate you in cold water. Cold water can also stimulate the brain, Tang Bao said as he lowered his gaze. Di Hao Qian's dark eyes stared at her sharply. You went to the bungalow and climbed over the wall? Tang Bao was stunned. He looked up at Di Hao Qian and grinned. You're quite well informed, aren't you? Di Hao Qian's face was as cold as ice. He raised his voice and said, do you know how dangerous it is? Aren't I fine now? Di Hao Qian's face was cold and stiff. The lines of his face tightened as he suppressed his anger and asked, why do you want to go to the bungalow? You know that I climbed over the wall, but you don't know why I went there? Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Qian's face and nodded. Then I won't tell you. Tang Bao, he said in a low voice with a threatening tone. Okay, I'll tell you. I didn't want you and your son to have a bad relationship because of me. I did it out of kindness. It's easy to guess, Tang Bao said. Di Hao Qian didn't know, which meant that Yu Songhuan didn't say anything. He only said that she climbed over the wall. Presumably, Yu Songhuan didn't dare to tell Di Hao Qian the truth. Tang Bao could guess what he was thinking. I've said it before. With me around, everything will be solved. You still climbed over the wall. I think you want to be punished again. When Di Hao Qian heard that Tang Bao went to climb over the wall of the bungalow, his face was scary and unapproachable. The wall was covered with glass shards that were extremely sharp. Even the iron gate was covered with sharp iron spikes. He couldn't imagine the danger of her falling down. How did she dare to be so bold when he was suppressing her? Di Hao Qian, can I ask you a question? Tang Bao looked up. Why did you marry me? Actually, this question should have been asked last time. It was asked at the same time as is Xiao Rui, your mother's savior? If I ask you now, can you answer me? Tang Bao stared at Di Hao Qian expectantly, but also a little unsure about the question he had just asked. This was probably because Di Hao Qian was too unpredictable. This wasn't a good thing, but she still asked, and asked so bluntly. Di Hao Qian was silent. His dark eyes were not trying to hide anything, but it was as if he wanted to see through Tang Bao. Is it hard to answer? Tang Bao asked. What did you do in the bungalow? Di Hao Qian asked. Climb over the wall. Except for this. Tang Bao lowered her gaze slightly, and it happened to fall on the black buttons of Di Hao Qian's shirt. It was as if every button had its aristocratic pride. She thought Di Hao Qian still noticed something. But why did he ask instead of directly telling the truth? Was it hard to say? Di Hao Qian reached out and lifted Tang Bao's chin, forcing her to look into his eyes. Why are you talking? At such a close distance, Tang Bao saw herself in Di Hao Qian's dark eyes. Her eyes were clear but blank, because she felt like she was in a vast universe. It also made her feel dizzy, and there was also the oppressive feeling of his sharp gaze. Di Hao Qian, was Xiao Rui the one who stole your mother's wallet? Isn't she your mother's savior? If that's the case, why did you lie to me last time? Am I the girl who stole your mother's wallet? Tang Bao asked. Is that why you went to the bungalow? Why are you always so obsessed with my purpose of going to the bungalow? Can't you just tell me? It's like you're answering me a question. Actually, I don't think it's a big deal. Just treat it as satisfying my curiosity, okay? Di Hao Tian stared at her deeply with his dark eyes and said in a moment, "It's you." Although Tang Bao already knew the answer, her heart still sank after hearing it. It was as if she had sunk into sulfuric acid. It was a painful process, as if she was being corroded. Then Tang Bao asked again, "When you first married me, was it to repay my kindness?" "Yes." Tang Bao looked away and suddenly smiled. "You really sacrificed a lot. If it were me, I definitely wouldn't have been able to do it." After saying that, she felt extremely sad in her heart. She actually had such a strange and profound feeling. She really had no right to laugh at Xiao Rue. It seemed that the ridicule back then was really prepared for her. How ridiculous! Then a ball of fire rose in her heart. She pulled her feet back forcefully, stood up from the ground, and pointed at Di Haoyan angrily. "Are you kidding me? You married me because you wanted to repay my kindness. You married me just because you said you wanted to. Did you consider my feelings? Did you ask me? Did I agree to marry you just because I agreed? Do you have to respect my human rights?" Tang Bao jumped up from his seat. Di Haoyan's dark eyes looked at her deeply, his ink-black eyes twisted. Chapter 170. Tang Bao did not want to argue with Di Haoyan anymore. She could not deal with Di Haoyan. She could only use this way to hide her inferiority. "I've said many times, divorce is not possible with me." Di Haoyan's voice was low and cold. "To repay a debt of gratitude? How about this? If you really want to repay a debt of gratitude, you can give me money. I can accept money." Tang Bao turned her gaze away. "Other than money, is there nothing else?" Di Haoyan asked, his eyes locked on Tang Bao's face. Tang Bao thought that she wanted something else, but would it belong to her? Her purpose was so obvious from the beginning. He married her to repay a debt of gratitude, but she really took it that seriously and was prepared to rely on him for the rest of her life. One must know how to be humble. This was traditional morality. After a long silence, she said, "No." Di Haoyan's face suddenly darkened, and his whole body exuded a cold aura. It was as if her warm feet had turned cold again, and the coldness drilled into her meridians and back. It was a bone-chilling cold. Tang Bao could not stand Di Haoyan's cold aura and was a little unconfident. What are you doing?" "I'm doing this for your sake. Don't you feel that you're losing out by marrying me for such a reason? Why should you gamble your life's happiness? It's just right now. We don't have a child yet, so everything can be discussed. Otherwise, after the child is born, we'll have to ask the child who he wants to be with. It's cruel." Before Tang Bao could finish, she saw Di Haoyan walking towards her with a gloomy face. She was so scared that she turned around and ran. However, before she could run 3 steps, she was caught by Di Haoyan's long arm. "Ah, let go of me. What are you doing?" Tang Bao was panicking. Di Haoyan directly lifted Tang Bao onto his broad shoulders and walked into the house. "What are you doing? Let go of me." Tang Bao's stomach was very uncomfortable with the hard shoulders pressing against it. He struggled to get down, but Di Haoyan was too strong. He couldn't resist at all. Tang Bao was rather flustered. She didn't know what she had said wrong. Was this person crazy? "Di Haoyan, I'm telling you, let go of me. Otherwise, I won't take your money. But if you don't want it, you will definitely have a psychological burden in your heart. So, it's better for you to give me some money. Isn't that what it means to settle the transaction?" "Ah." Tang Bao was directly thrown onto the bed. She was so scared that her whole body was on guard against Di Haoyan, who was full of Yin energy. What are you trying to do?" Tang Bao did not understand. "You won't talk about divorce after you give birth to the child, right?" This was not a question, nor was it a request. Tang Bao felt that she was being scared, because if you want to have a child, you have to do that kind of thing. "Di Haoyan, you said that you would give me 3 months. Tang Bao only had this guarantee now. At this moment, Di Haoyan was gloomy and exuding a vicious aura, as if he was going to tear her apart. 3 months is no different from now. Di Haoyan looked down at her from above, like a dangerous god. He pressed down on Tang Bao. Tang Bao opened her small mouth and stared blankly at the broad shadow that shrouded over her. Di Haotian suddenly pinned her on the bed. Ouch! Her wrists were clamped together by the chain-like palms, and it was painful. Di Haotian, can you stop being so unpredictable? I'm unpredictable? Do you care? Is it because I'm too good to you that you're testing my patience over and over again? Di Haotian's face was distorted by his vicious aura. How are you good to me? You're so overbearing, and you bully me all the time. Tang Bao's chest tightened, and her face turned red. Since I'm not good to you, then I'll be bad to you until the end. Di Haotian pinched Tang Bao's chin, and his thin lips invaded her. Ouch. Tang Bao's small mouth moved uncontrollably, and her expression was puckered up in pain. She wanted to struggle, but Di Haotian's body was as heavy as Mount Tai. Coupled with his strength, she had no chance of escaping. Ouch! Ouch! Tang Bao was like a piece of meat on the chopping block, letting Di Haotian do whatever he wanted. Di Haotian's black eyes were filled with anger, and it made people feel that he was unusually dangerous. When Tang Bao was released, she greedily sucked in the fresh oxygen in the air as she was on the verge of death. She felt that her whole body was swollen, trembling, and numb. Before Tang Bao could wake up from her stupor, Di Haotian's tongue touched her again, and he even revealed his sharp silver teeth. Ouch! No, what? Di Haotian asked, panting with anger. You said that you'd give me 3 months. Why, do you think that I'm not good enough? Are you satisfied now? Di Haotian kissed her fiercely. Ouch! Tell me, why do you have to wait for 3 months? What are you scheming in your heart? Do you want to wait for 3 months to escape? If you don't give yourself to me, who do you want to leave yourself to? Di Haotian's black eyes were dyed red with anger. Especially when he thought of Tang Bao's indifferent look just now, he was completely enraged. Wild beasts were scary, but an enraged wild beast was even scarier. I didn't. Tang Bao's eyes were filled with tears, and she was resisting. You promise yourself. Ouch. The fear and grievance in her heart made her cry out. Di Haotian, boo-hoo! Di Haotian's wanton hand paused and froze. The redness in his black eyes gradually faded. He looked up and saw Tang Bao biting her lip. Tears slipped from the corners of her eyes, flowed into the roots of her hair, and disappeared. Di Haotian's heart ached. Every time his heart beat, it felt like it was beating on his chest, and it was shaking until it was numb. The only way not to hurt her was to turn around and leave. But how could he bear to do that? The veins on the back of Di Haotian's hand were twisting and turning. He straightened up and walked away. The heavy feeling on her body disappeared. The door closed, and it was Di Haotian's departure. Tang Bao's body lay limply on the bed, as if she had been dismembered. When she was not let go, she cried. When she was let go, her tears flowed even harder. Tang Bao curled up on the bed and hugged herself. She heard the silence in the room. Her mind was a mess. Only the impact of the truth made her unable to accept it. Why was she the girl who stole Di Haotian's mother's wallet? Why was it not Xiao Rui? She did not want to be that girl. There was no point in thinking about it now. Even Di Haotian admitted that was the reason why he married her. He really wronged himself. He sacrificed his life's happiness for such a reason. Was kindness greater than the sky? He did not even allow her to ask for a divorce. Tang Bao closed her eyes. Her heart was filled with pain. Early in the morning, Tang Bao woke up from his bed. His whole body was in a hazy state. Why did the room and the windows become so small? Why was the bed so small? It took her a few seconds to remember that this was her room and why she was here. She had quarreled with Di Haotian. Chapter 171. In fact, Tang Bao did not know why Di Haotian was angry. What a good divorce condition. If it were anyone else, they would be secretly happy. Or was it that Tang Bao's request insulted Di Haotian's kindness in wanting to repay his kindness? Tang Bao snorted. Where did Di Haotian's kindness come from? From the moment he knew him, he was a terrible and ferocious creature. Otherwise, how could he force her to marry him? When he opened the door, the servant was outside. Miss, it's time for breakfast. I'm not eating. Aren't you hungry? You eat. Tang Bao was not interested in eating. It was as if he was muddling along. During the day in the office, Tang Bao did not have the energy to do anything. He either stared at the computer for a long time in a daze, or held his phone as if he was touching the remote control and constantly changed the channel of the TV. He turned on and turned off every software. He repeated this process. Then, he threw the phone on the table with a bang. Wamalei, what are you doing? It was not a good thing to be called by your boss by your full name. Although Tang Bao did not do anything, he was still a boss. And his tone was so serious. It must be related to work. Wan Malay immediately jumped from the desk to Tang Bao. What can I do for you? Why don't you use the bag I bought for you? Tang Bao's beautiful eyebrows were furrowed very seriously. This. Wan Malay overestimated Tang Bao. It was actually because of this matter. It's in the house, but I'll use it tomorrow. That's good. Is there nothing else? Yes. Please tell me. Go to Zhou Jisen and see if there are any documents that need my approval. Wan Malay felt that today's Tang Bao was not right. Since when did she care about work? Didn't she just eat, drink, and play here? Why did he drag her into not doing her job? Tang Bao, are you okay? Wan Malay asked. Tang Bao looked at Wan Malay strangely and said, What's wrong with me? Do I not look good? Didn't you always say that I don't do my job every day? Is it wrong for me to want to change myself? Are you only satisfied if I play games, eat, and sleep every day? Millie, you're not a spy sent by some unlucky company, are you? You can't do that. Although we are superior and subordinate on the surface, we are still very good friends in private. You, stop. Wan Malay made a stop gesture. If he continued, even if she wasn't a heinous person who betrayed her friends, her ears wouldn't be able to take it. I'll go take a look for you now. Wan Malay turned and walked towards the door. Wait a minute. What now? I'd better go there myself, Tang Bao said as he stood up and left. Wan Malay was speechless. Since he wanted to go, why did he have to say so much nonsense? Tang Bao really went to Zhou Jisen's office. Zhou Jisen's assistant saw her and was about to say something. Tang Bao pushed the office door open without a care. The assistant's mouth was open, but no sound came out. As soon as Tang Bao entered, she saw another woman in Zhou Jisen's office. She was very beautiful and dressed fashionably. She had a pair of peach blossom eyes and was quite attractive. Zhou Jisen didn't expect Tang Bao to come and enter without knocking. Did I come at a bad time? Tang Bao asked. No one answered her. She didn't understand why Zhou Jisen's expression was a little strange, so she asked the woman sitting there, Which department are you from? I don't think I've seen you before. You don't know who I am? Yu Yinlian couldn't believe it. I'm sorry. There are too many people in that company. You know that the company is relatively big and has a lot of people. I'm probably a little face blind, so I don't really remember. Yu Yinlian felt that this girl was so young. Logically speaking, she should know who she was. Then wasn't her big shot as a popular movie star a failure? What are you talking about? As the boss of the company, I can't hear you, right? Tang Bao said. Zhou Jisen didn't say anything, but Yu Yinlian said, We're talking about remarriage. So you're talking about remarriage? How do you want to talk about it? Whose idea was this? Tang Bao stopped halfway and instantly brainstormed about remarriage. Then, she looked at Zhou Jisen and Yu Yinlian in shock. In the past, she knew that Zhou Jisen was divorced. This should be his ex-wife. Remarriage seemed to be very sensitive, didn't it? Aha. Then you guys take your time. I'll leave first. President Tang. Zhou Jisen finally spoke. What's the matter? Why did you come to look for me? Nothing. I just came to see you. Tang Bao really left after saying that. She walked seriously not far away. Then in a flash, she hid in a corner and paid attention to Zhou Jisen's office door, spying on the movements. The employees passing by. She left without seeing anything. After waiting for about 10 minutes, the woman came out and left. Tang Bao then went to Zhou Jisen's office again. Just like before, she didn't knock and directly pushed the door open. Zhou Jisen. Zhou Jisen, is that woman really your ex-wife? Tang Bao didn't realize her behavior at all. Indeed, she's so beautiful. Why did you divorce? Our personalities don't match. This is the worst excuse for a couple to divorce, right? Tang Bao despised and then asked Zhou Jisen, "Are you the one who wants a divorce? You abandoned her after sleeping with her, right? President Tang, are you looking for me?" Zhou Jisen asked this because he didn't want to answer Tang Bao's question. It was obvious that he wanted her to leave the office if there was nothing. However, Tang Bao didn't realize it. "Zhou Jisen, how did the two of you meet? Did you force her to marry you?" Zhou Jisen thought, "Do you think I'm the same as the young master?" He didn't want to answer Tang Bao's question, but if he didn't say it, she probably wouldn't leave. "No. Then what is it?" "University classmate." "Wow. Then she's also a lawyer? But I don't think she's like you. She doesn't have the arrogant, elite aura that you have." "Then what does she do?" "In the entertainment industry." "A celebrity?" "What's her name?" "Yu Yanlian." "Yu Yanlian? It's actually Yu Yanlian? That's one Malay's idol." Tang Bao had never been interested in celebrities, so naturally, she didn't care about her face. But she knew the name of Wan Malay's favorite celebrity. "Haha, I'll tell Malay now." After Tang Bao said that, she left Zhou Jisen's office. Chapter 172. Vice President Zhou. What's so interesting about him? She's his ex-wife. Tang Bao was speechless. What's so interesting about his ex-wife? Wan Malay was even more speechless. Do you know who his ex-wife is? Don't get too excited if I tell you. She's a popular celebrity, Yu Yanlian. What? Do you mean it? Van Malay sprang to his feet in surprise and joy. What do you think? Interesting, right? No, I'm going to ask her for an autograph and take a picture. Tang Bao pulled Wan Malay back. You don't have to go. Why? Don't stop me. This is my dream. Because she's gone. What? Why didn't you tell me earlier? Tang Bao stared at her. Is Yu Yanlian more important, or am I more important? You're scolding me because of her? Of course she's more important. We're done. Tang Bao turned around and left. Breaking off our friendship is worthless coming from your mouth. Who knew how many times he had heard her say this word? Wan Marai shamelessly followed her in order to chase after her idol. Don't be angry. I was just joking. It's not funny. I thought it was funny, so I wanted to make you happy. Okay, don't be angry. I'll treat you to lunch. I'll think about it. Let's have a big meal. Okay. Wan Malay asked with a smile. When you saw Yu Yanlian, did she talk to you? She said a few words. What did she say? I asked her which department she was from. She was surprised that I didn't know her. Nothing else, Tang Bao said. I don't know what to say to you. Wan Malay was very melancholy. What's wrong? I feel that Yu Yanlian is going to be as agitated as the psychologist last time. She's such a big shot, but you asked her which department she was from. She's lucky that she didn't think you were an alien, Wan Malay said bitterly. How did she have such a friend who could agitate others? It's so funny. Why should I know her? Do I have to know a celebrity? I don't want to know her, Tang Bao said disdainfully. Okay, you don't want to know her, I guess, okay? Let me ask you, why is Yu Yanlian looking for Vice President Zhou? She said to remarry. Oh my God, is this considered gossip news? You have to know that Yu Yanlian's news is very gossipy. She just didn't know why they got divorced. There are all kinds of versions of the news. They said that Yu Yanlian had a hard time marrying into a rich family and was chased out by the Zhou family. They also said that Yu Yanlian's husband was a fake rich man and that Yu Yanlian hated lying to her. But in fact, she despised the poor and loved the rich and abandoned her husband. But no matter what, I like Yu Yanlian. I think they divorced because Zhou Jisen is a jerk. Why? Because all crows are equally black. Young Master D2? Don't mention him. Wan Malay thought. Sure enough, it was because of the young master that he was behaving strangely. Did you offend the young master? What do you mean I provoked him? He was the one who provoked me. Wan Malay immediately sighed and acted like Tang Bao was very insensible. You're wrong. You still don't know anything. How can you say that I'm wrong? Tang Bao was unhappy. Can anyone with eyes see? Young Master D treats you so well. The food, clothes, and necessities are all the best. He's even afraid that you won't eat well. He sends people to send food here every day and picks you up every day. Which man has this patience? You should be content. You really don't know how lucky you are to be pampered to this extent. Wang Malay had just finished speaking, as if he was responding to Di Hao Ian's kindness. There was a knock on the office door, and Chen Shu walked in. "President Tang, your lunch is here." Tang Bao's expression changed when he heard this. He slammed the table and stood up. "I'm not eating. If you dare to bring it in, I'll throw it down the stairs." The delivery staff who was about to come in was so scared that they stood there without moving. They looked at the angry Tang Bao, who was about to climb onto the desk. Tang Bao came down from the desk and sat on the chair with a calm expression. It was as if the person who was angry just now wasn't her. "Take it away." "I'm not eating it," Tang Bao said again. "Tea." The news of Tang Bao's refusal to eat reached Di Hao Ian's ears. His face instantly turned cold by dozens of degrees, and the entire air froze. Di Hao Ian, who was sitting on the black chair, stood up. His anger made it impossible for him to sit calmly. He walked out directly. Coincidentally, Di Junbai came over. When he saw Di Hao Ian's gloomy face, he called out, "Young Master Di." In tea, this was Di Hao Ian's title, an inviolable title. Even Di Junbai had to be like this. Because this was tea, Di Hao Ian was the sole ruler. Di Hao Ian didn't respond. His gaze toward Di Junbai was even colder. Then, a cold wind brushed past him. Di Junbai looked in the direction where Di Hao Ian disappeared and frowned slightly. What was wrong with him? He didn't offend him, did he? But why did he feel that the cold gaze was directed at him? When he came back to his senses, he saw his father, Di Lingyue, walking over. "Come to my office for a while." Di Junbai went over. There is no need to worry about others overhearing their conversation in the office. "It doesn't feel good, right?" Di Lingyue asked. "What do you mean?" Di Hao Ian's arrogance. Di Lingyue didn't believe that his son would be so dense to this extent. "He's probably in a bad mood." Di Junbai looked away and said, "He treats you like this because he's in a bad mood? Ignores you?" Di Lingyue asked back, "What are you trying to say?" Di Junbai's expression was calm. Compared to Di Lingyue's emotional state, it was as if nothing had happened. It was as if no matter what Di Hao Ian did to him, he would be so calm. What I want to tell you is that even if you are above everyone else, you will still be a subject. Do you understand what I mean? Di Lingyue asked. You want me to usurp the throne? Why not? You aren't weaker than Di Hao Ian. If you had some ambition, the current tea empire would be yours. Dad, didn't you have ambition too? What happened in the end? Di Lingyue was speechless for a while. In the end, he put on an angry face and said, "Let me tell you, Di Hao Ian will fall in my hands one day. I just lost a chance. Then I will wait and see." Di Junbai's lips curled into a mysterious smile. Tang Bao walked out of the company. The entrance was empty. Her chest was empty too, but she didn't show it. She was thinking about whether she should return to the Tang family or the castle. In the end, she decided to return to the castle. She didn't want to make it seem like it was her fault. She threw a tantrum and left home. Tang Bao sadly realized that when did she become so sensible? After returning to the castle, Tang Bao realized that Di Hao Ian had returned long ago. Chapter 173. Tang Bao walked into the hall and saw Di Hao Ian sitting lazily on the sofa with his long legs crossed. He was staring at the TV, not at her. His eyes didn't move since she came in, as if he couldn't see her. Tang Bao looked away without any expression and walked straight upstairs. Zhongli walked over. "Young master, young madam, it's time to eat." Only then did Tang Bao notice that she came back later than usual. In the past, she could take a shower before dinner, but now she didn't even have time to go up the stairs. Tang Bao hesitated for a moment and went to the dining room. She sat down and ate, as if there wouldn't be a second person at the dining table. While Tang Bao was eating, Di Hao Ian walked over and sat down at the dining table. The two of them ate in silence. There were only two people in the dining room. The crisp sound of cutlery clanking as they ate seemed to replace their own thoughts every time. It was dull and oppressive. Zhongli looked at Li and silently. Why was the atmosphere so strange? Lian's face was expressionless, but he saw everything. Tang Bao left the table first, followed by Di Hao Ian. When the dining table was cleared, Zhongli asked Lian, "Did you guys quarrel?" "I didn't see it. Young madam didn't come back to sleep last night," Zhongli said. "Didn't you say that she went to stay at the Tang family's house?" Lian said, "Because Tang Bao went to the Tang family's house and called back. Even if she called Di Hao Yin, a room for two people was like a room for one person. They did their own things, and so did sleeping. At night, when the lights were turned off, Tang Bao was still thinking that her marriage with Di Hao Yin was a mistake. Didn't they say that 3 years old was a generation gap? She felt that the generation gap between her and Di Hao Yin was like a Milky Way. She had to flap her wings to fly over. Is Di Hao Yin having a hard time now? After all, he had married a girl who he only wanted to repay, and this girl was not very obedient. Would he regret it? It was right to regret. Who would pay a lifetime of happiness just to repay a debt of gratitude? He married her, but refused to divorce her. Tang Bao felt that this matter was giving him a headache. At the very least, she did not accept such a model. What did he take her for? Pitiful? She didn't need him to pity her in such a way. That would only make her more miserable. Tang Bao fell asleep in a state of melancholy. She thought that she would lose sleep. Perhaps he thought too much, but in the end, he calmed down, like a calm lake without ripples. Other than being so calm, what else could she do? Even if the reason for the marriage was so far-fetched, she had no right to say no. Di Hao Yin had been the one in control all this time. It was like running in a dream, unable to run out of that circle. In the darkness, Di Hao Yin opened his eyes. Even in the dark, his eyes could be seen clearly, because they were darker than the night. Tang Bao curled up next to him with her back to him. Her slender body seemed to only need a small piece of a large bed. Di Hao Yin hugged her back. Tang Bao automatically went into his chest, as if unconsciously finding the most comfortable position to sleep in. Di Hao Yin's eyes changed in the darkness. "Your heart is only allowed to have me. If there is anyone else, I will cut them with a knife. Do you understand?" When Tang Bao woke up, she found herself in Di Hao Yin's arms. She woke up in repulsion and stepped back, away from Di Hao Yin as far as she could. Di Hao Yin opened his sharp eyes, and his face turned cold. "Is it disgusting? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Maybe I can sleep somewhere else." Tang Bao did not look at Di Hao Yin's face, but the sudden oppressive atmosphere made her feel terrible. But she didn't know how she fell asleep in Di Hao Yin's arms. She was sleeping on the edge of the bed before she fell asleep. How did it become like this? She didn't care about the arms that didn't belong to her. Di Hao Yin lifted the blanket and got out of bed. The cold air was everywhere. Di Hao Yin washed up and came out of the room. Tang Bao was still sitting on the bed. The room was cold and cheerless, and Di Hao Yin's aura was still lingering. When she was at the company, no lunch was delivered at noon. Wang Malay asked, "Why didn't you have lunch today?" "I don't need it." "Can you not be so stubborn? Did you quarrel with the young master because you are his savior?" Wang Malay thought. Tang Bao glanced at her and nodded. "Why can we quarrel about this? Isn't it better that you are his savior? What are you struggling with? If I'm his savior, just give me some money. Why do you want to marry me? Is there conflict?" Wang Malay thought for a long time and asked. Tang Bao sighed and didn't say anything. Tang Bao had always thought that Di Hao Yin liked her. Only this kind of marriage would be meaningful, right? She accepted Di Hao Yin's domineering attitude and his love, which made her very happy. She also slowly accepted Di Hao Yin as a person. In the end, it turned out that Di Hao Yin didn't like her, but wanted to repay her kindness. What was the difference between this and a transaction? What was there for her to be happy about? This was a marriage to repay a debt of gratitude. "Since there's nothing to eat, let's go out and eat. I'll treat you to a big meal." "What are you trying to do?" "What do you mean? I'm just treating you to a meal. Can't I do that? Don't make it sound like I'm stingy." "Aren't you stingy?" Tang Bao asked. "That's better than being stingy." The two of them were walking out of the company when a dazzling female celebrity arrived. Wang Malay's eyes immediately lit up. She quickly ran up to her and said, "Yu Lian, I like you very much. I'm your loyal fan. Can you give me an autograph?" Okay. Yu Lian gave her an autograph. "Can I take another picture?" Yu Lian also agreed. Wang Malay passed her phone to Tang Bao and said, "Quick, help me take a few more pictures." Tang Bao took out his phone and opened a picture on the camera. Lian entered the company. It was obvious that she was here to look for Zhou Jisen. Tang Bao wondered why she didn't ask Zhou Jisen if he would remarry Lian. This way, it would be beneficial for the company to let Lian do a free advertisement for the company. Tang Bao planned to do so. Tang Bao, did I owe you in my previous life? Wang Malay broke down. Tang Bao frowned and didn't know what was going on. Why are you screaming? I'm screaming? Look at what kind of pictures you took. Tang Bao took the phone and looked at it. The corners of her mouth twitched. If she wasn't afraid of hurting Wang Malay and making her think that she did it on purpose, she would have laughed out loud. The pictures were of two heads, and there was nothing below. It was like two balls poking out from a horizontal line. There wasn't even a neck. Did you do it on purpose? Wang Malay asked. How about this? I'll take more pictures for you next time. I'll take better ones. Tang Bao tried to save the friendship between the two of them. Don't be unhappy because of this. She was very easy to talk to. She could bend and stand. Chapter 174. Tang Bao was speechless. Could she still be considered human? She didn't do it on purpose. Tang Bao stood at the entrance of the company and sighed. He had just made a friend who not only forgot his friends when he was in love, but he was also an ungrateful friend. What a sin. Tang Bao shook his head. A car stopped a few steps away from the roadside. Tang Bao turned his head and saw Di Junbai in the driver's seat when the car window rolled down. He walked over in a daze. Brother Junbai, why are you here? I want to have dinner with you. Is that okay? Someone stood me up and I don't have dinner. Let's have dinner together. So, I'm a spare tire? Tang Bao grinned. Are you willing to do that? Get in. Di Junbai smiled and turned his head. Tang Bao opened the car door and sat in the passenger seat. The car drove away. What do you want to eat? Di Junbai asked. Brother Junbai, it's your treat. I'm fine with anything. She wasn't going to pay. You're the boss of the company. Why are you so stingy? What do you want to eat? Tang Bao asked. Then we have to find a good place. Brother Junbai, I didn't expect you to be so naughty. Tang Bao looked surprised. Di Junbai only had a gentle smile on his face. They arrived at the table and waited for the dishes. Tang Bao couldn't help but look at Di Junbai seriously. Di Junbai's expression changed slightly, but he didn't look away. He looked at Di Junbai quietly as if they weren't in a restaurant. It was as if he wanted Tang Bao to look at him as much as he wanted. Brother Junbai, you should have a girl you like, right? Tang Bao suddenly asked. Di Junbai picked up the teacup in front of him and held it with his fair fingers. He took a sip and said, Why do you say that? I don't have any other women around me. Logically speaking, you must have someone you like. That's why you don't have any other women around you. Am I right, Brother Junbai? Di Junbai didn't deny it. Yes, Tang Bao was just guessing. He did not expect that he would be right. Who is that person? Do I know him? It's not good to be so curious. Di Junbai looked at her with a smile. Tang Bao pursed his lips. What's wrong with being curious? What do you want to know? I want to know what kind of girl she is. She must be very good. Otherwise, why would Brother Junbai like her? I think that girl is the happiest person in the world. Why? Di Junbai looked at her. Brother Junbai is gentle and considerate. There's no girl who doesn't like to be taken care of gently, Tang Bao said. What about you? What? Do you like being taken care of so gently? Tang Bao's words got stuck in his throat. She used to like him very much. For the sake of Di Junbai, she was even willing to kidnap the bride. But then something like this happened. Once one chose the wrong path, the further one went, the bigger the divergence from the previous path would be. At least one could still see each other on a parallel path. But if one diverged, the distance between them would be further and further. When she heard Di Junbai say that there was a girl he liked, would she feel unfair? Would she be jealous? She was probably just envious of that girl. Who doesn't like her? Tang Bao pointed at the other women in the restaurant. Believe it or not, there's no one here who doesn't like her. Although it's a compliment, I'll accept it. It's really not a compliment. Tang Bao took him seriously. The smile on Di Junbai's face faded slightly. He asked, You should like my brother more. Otherwise, why would you marry him? Tang Bao's expression became uncomfortable again. Why are you talking about him again? It would be better if he had a personality like yours. After saying that, she thought about adding Di Junbai's personality to Di Haoyan's. She suddenly felt strange. Di Haoyan's original personality seemed more suitable for him. I'm envious of him. What's there to be envious of? Tang Bao asked. Di Junbai smiled and shook his head. He did not say anything. Tang Bao only felt that Di Junbai and Di Haoyan's birth were a little different. Everything else was the same. Just as the two of them stopped talking, someone approached their table. A heavy shadow shrouded them from above. Tang Bao was stunned. He looked up, but his whole body stiffened. Di Haoyan was looking at him with a cold aura. His dark eyes were looking down at him. Di Junbai did not expect Di Haoyan to appear here. Brother, are you eating here too? Why am I disturbing you? Di Haoyan's expression was cold and indifferent. Of course not. The corners of Di Junbai's lips curled up symbolically. Tang Bao could see Di Junbai's fear of Di Haoyan. She was the same. This feeling was as if she had done something behind Di Haoyan's back. However, she only had a meal with Di Junbai. She was innocent. Di Haoyan sat down beside Tang Bao openly. Tang Bao had no choice but to sit beside him. He did not dare to have any objections. He let Di Haoyan sit. It was Di Haoyan's cold aura that made her a little uncomfortable. The space was already oppressed because of him. Now that he was so close, Tang Bao was the first to bear the brunt. How could she feel good? Her body was tense and could not relax. Why aren't you saying anything? Weren't you talking quite happily just now? Di Haoyan's uncertain expression made people feel only danger. Tang Bao said, I'm done. Di Haoyan's sharp gaze made his words stuck in his throat and back into his stomach. Di Haoyan looked coldly at Di Junbai again. Why are you here? Brother, don't misunderstand. I just happened to pass by Tang Bao's company and saw her standing at the entrance of the company. So we went to eat together, Di Junbai said. What did you call her? I don't think I've ever heard you call her sister-in-law. Shouldn't you call her by her name? Di Haoyan asked expressionlessly. Di Junbai's expression changed slightly and did not look too good. Tang Bao frowned and immediately looked at Di Haoyan unhappily. What are you doing? Does it matter if I call her that or not? You think it doesn't matter? Di Haoyan's eyes were as cold as ice. Tang Bao was about to say something when the waiter came over to serve the dishes. She could not say anything. She glared fiercely at Di Haoyan and did not look at her anymore. You guys eat. I remember that I still have something to do, so I'll take my leave first. Di Junbai smiled at Tang Bao, picked up the coat on the back of the chair, got up, and left. Tang Bao's expression was extremely ugly. She turned her face to the other side and lost her appetite. Are you sad that he left? Tang Bao did not say anything. In the next second, her jaw was pulled and her face was forced to look at Di Haoyan's chiseled face and sharp eyes. Didn't you hear what I said? Tang Bao tried to pull the hand on her jaw, but the fingers used force. She could not pull it off no matter how hard she tried. Tang Bao grabbed the plate in front of her and threw it at Di Haoyan. Chapter 175. The other people in the restaurant looked at this scene in shock. Di Haoyan's face was frighteningly gloomy. Tang Bao's little heart trembled. Her body wanted to shrink back. Who asked him to come here and provoke her? And he even said those inexplicable words to Di Junbai. Di Haoyan grabbed Tang Bao's head and pressed his thin lips against hers. Oh! Tang Bao's eyes widened, full of astonishment. The men and women eating in the restaurant made ambiguous sounds. So interesting. This was a man's voice. Men are so domineering. This was a woman's voice. Each had their own flavor. Tang Bao was first stunned by Di Haoyan's sudden domineering behavior. When she came to her senses, she pushed Di Haoyan with all her might. But she couldn't push him away. Soon, Tang Bao had no strength to struggle. Then, her whole body went limp. When Di Haoyan let go, she was limp in his strong chest. She could only gasp for breath. Di Haoyan directly carried Tang Bao and left the restaurant. He got into the car outside. Along the way, there was enough oxygen for Tang Bao, to recover. So when she got in the car, she struggled angrily. What are you doing? Kissing in broad daylight. Do you want to be in the headlines? It was too shameful. In broad daylight, there were so many people in the restaurant. Tang Bao felt that she simply had no face to go out. I didn't do it in broad daylight, which means that my temper is already very good, Di Haotian said gloomily. Tang Bao looked at him in disbelief. Was this something a normal person would say? She felt that Di Haotian was just a normal-looking lunatic, a big devil without any mutation in appearance. Looking at the car, moving forward, Tang Bao was angry. Where are you taking me? To eat. Can't we eat where we're just now? Moreover, the dishes that were just served were untouched. Wasn't it a waste? No. Tang Bao was furious, especially when he thought of what had just happened. I don't want to eat with you. Let me out of the car. You want to eat with Di Junbai? Di Haotian asked with uncertainty. What does it have to do with him? Di Haotian's face was immediately filled with hostility. His face twisted with rage. Why are you eating together if it's fine? Tang Bao was so scared that he leaned against the door. Was there a need to be so angry? His roar was deafening. Didn't I tell you that you're not allowed to interact with him? Do you think my words are nothing? Di Haotian roared with anger in his chest. He really wanted to squash this little thing's head. Tang Bao cowered by the door and yelled in a threatening manner. Look at your attitude. Is this how you should treat someone who saved your life? Di Haotian's eyes changed slightly as he stared at her with a deep luster. Why are you looking at me? Since you want to repay me, you should have a better attitude. Is there anyone else like you? It's up to me to decide how to repay you. Di Haotian's voice became low. His dark eyes stared at Tang Bao. Tang Bao's heart sank. He turned his gaze out of the car window and looked unfocused. Haven't you always been in charge? It's been like this since the day of our wedding. Actually, you don't have to be like this at all. I've known Di Junbai for much longer than I've known you. If there was really something between us, things wouldn't have turned out like this. On the day of our wedding, I didn't feel that I would definitely succeed, even if I wore a wedding dress and a ring, because he would recognize me. He won't marry someone he doesn't like. Tang Bao said this very calmly. It was as if he was talking about someone else. But in Di Haotian's eyes, it was as if Tang Bao regretted stealing the wedding and marrying Di Haotian. It was too late to regret Di Junbai. Di Haotian's face was deep and dark, like the calm before a storm. But Di Haotian didn't flare up because of Tang Bao's low mood. He looked at her with his dark eyes, but his heart was very heavy, as if Tang Bao's hand had scratched it. And crazy jealousy. After the two of them had dinner, Di Haotian sent her back to the company. Tang Bao got out of the car without saying anything. He entered the company without looking back. Tang Bao sneered in his heart after entering the elevator. He was really treating his savior extraordinarily well. But she didn't need such kindness. It was just that being treated like a savior made her feel very bad. When she returned to the office, Juan Malay brought her a glass of lemon water with a cheeky smile. Drink. You took the photo, right? How did you know? If you didn't take the photo, would you be smiling at me? Tang Bao was angry in his heart. I pour this for you personally. Have a sip. Juan Malay changed the topic. Then go and buy me some yogurt. What did it mean to work like a cow? Tang Bao could have bought on the way back, but he insisted on going back to the company to ask her to buy it. This was what it meant to work like a cow. Why didn't you buy it back? Wouldn't that be more convenient? Juan Malay asked. Buy it back? If you didn't stand me up, would I have dinner with Di Junbai? If I didn't have dinner with Di Junbai, would I have met Di Haotian for no reason? Yes, she had met him for no reason. If it was a coincidence, she wouldn't believe Tang Bao even if he was beaten to death. Juan Malay was stunned for a few seconds before she came back to her senses. The young master didn't do anything to you, right? Juan Malay didn't expect so many things to happen in the time it took to have a meal. No, it was the plot. It was like watching an idle TV show. The look of a CEO being jealous must be very good. Juan Malay wasn't worried. Instead, she was a little excited. Why are you so happy? Tang Bao asked when he saw Juan Malay's wretched expression. Am I? Yes. Maybe it's because I see that you're safe and sound, so I'm happy. Tang Bao didn't say anything and stared at her. Why are you looking at me? I'm telling the truth. I want to know when you're going to buy milk for me. Wan Malay's face stiffened, and she turned to leave. To buy milk for her. After buying the milk, Tang Bao put down the game in his hand and drank the milk through the tube. As he drank, he stared at the computer screen. Tang Bao, let me tell you something. You'll think that I'm such a loyal friend. What? Yu Yanlian invited me to watch them film. I said I'd bring you along, and she agreed. What does this have to do with loyalty? The so-called loyalty has to be equal to what you need, understand? You mean you don't want to go? I don't want to go, but I'll go, Tang Bao said after thinking for a while. What's the difference? Wan Malay's brain was in a knot. Yes, I'll go because I'm bored. Chapter 176. Tang Bao really didn't want to personally tell Di Hao Ian that she was going out. So during breakfast, she said to Zhang Li, who was standing next to her, Zhang Li, I'm going out with my friends today. I'll be back at night. Di Hao Ian was eating. He didn't show anything on the surface, but his dark eyes were full of cold light. Zhang Li, who was informed, looked at Di Hao Ian blankly. Di Hao Ian's face was dark, and he didn't say a word. He could only ask, Then are you coming back for dinner? If I'm coming back, I'll call you in advance, Tang Bao said. Oh, okay. Zhang Li looked at Di Hao Ian again. She didn't say anything, but Lian, who was more observant, asked, Is young madam going out to go shopping with a female friend? Tang Bao thought to herself, You can ask more carefully. Female friend? What does it have to do with you whether it's a female friend or not? To watch a celebrity film. If young madam can watch her film, she must be a very big shot. Which celebrity is she? Lian, why are you asking so many questions? It was the first time Tang Bao saw Lian so talkative. We have to pay attention to young madam's personal safety. I'm not telling you. From beginning to end, Di Hao Ian didn't say anything, but Tang Bao felt that the atmosphere in the dining room was getting colder and colder. She couldn't even breathe. Therefore, she quickly swept the breakfast in front of her like a whirlwind, stood up, and ran away with her backpack. Di Hao Ian threw the cutlery in his hand away. There was a bang sound. His sharp gaze swept over Lian and Zhang Li. The two of them immediately stood stiffly. Di Hao Ian's expression was gloomy and cold. He stood up and left the dining room. Zhang Li whispered to Lian, Did we talk too much? Lian looked at Zhang Li and said, Yes, it's too little. Tang Bao had never come into contact with anyone from the entertainment industry. Even if she went, she would be filled with curiosity like a maiden going out for the first time. When she arrived at the set, Yu Yanlian didn't have any scenes to film, so she sat in the nanny van to touch up her makeup. He was wearing an ancient costume, so he must be filming an ancient costume drama. When he brought it to Yu Yanlian, Tang Bao smiled politely. Wan Malay, on the other hand, was so excited that it was childish. You're here? Sit in my car. Yu Yanlian said. Thank you, but there's no need. We'll just stand and watch them film. Wan Malay could not hide his excitement. Yu Yanlian's gaze fell on Tang Bao. You look very steady. Even if you haven't seen the world, you still have to pretend that you have. Otherwise, how stupid would you be? The excited Wan Malay was speechless. Ha. Yu Yanlian laughed. So interesting. Tang Bao did not know who she was referring to, so he laughed as well. She turned her head and saw a female star filming a love scene in the distance. The more she looked at her, the more familiar she felt. Had she seen her somewhere before? Wan Malay saw that she was staring at a certain spot and asked, What's wrong? Do you want to chase after stars too? Yu Yanlian smiled. She's the third female lead. If you want to get her autograph, I can help you. No, I think I've seen her somewhere before. Tang Bao racked his brains. It's very normal. How is it normal? Stars are all on TV. Maybe you saw her at home or on the news, Wan Malay said. Tang Bao shook his head. It doesn't seem like I saw her on TV. Did I see her in my dreams? Wan Malay wanted to hit him. Yu Yanlian was amused by Tang Bao and laughed. Yu Yanlian said, You can take a look around. It's okay. I'll get back to work. Okay. Go ahead. Don't worry about us, Wan Malay said sensibly. After Yu Yanlian left, Tang Bao's eyes stared at the little star again. His mind suddenly lit up. I remember. This person is Di Hao Yian's bride. Aren't you the young master's bride? No. I'm the bride who went to snatch the wedding. Wang Malay was surprised. He did not expect to meet her here. It's actually her? She's actually a star? Tang Bao's face was gloomy. I thought Di Hao Yan wanted to force me to get married. Not only did he put on a good show, he even looked for a fake bride so seriously. Stars are good at acting. I couldn't tell that it was fake at all. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been so easily fooled. But with Di Hao Yan's financial resources, why did he look for a third-rate star? I know. First-rate stars have a high exposure rate. He was afraid that you would recognize them. Wang Malay said in realization. I'm so angry. Don't be angry. If it weren't for her, you and the young master wouldn't be so good. Wang Malay was halfway through his sentence when he was stopped by Tang Bao's gloomy gaze. Forget it. The husband and wife were in a conflict. It was better not to talk about it. Other people had weekends, but it didn't mean that Zhou Jisun, who worked hard in the company, would also have them. He stayed in the company for the whole day. When night fell, Zhou Jisun was ready to turn off his computer and leave. The office door was pushed open. Due to the fact that Tang Bao often came in without knocking, his calm expression was trained. When he saw Di Hao Yan, he was stunned. Young master, yes. Di Hao Yan walked in. President Tang is not here. He's looking for you. Zhou Jisun thought to himself. Wasn't their identities reversed? He had always been the one who went to look for Di Hao Yan. Even if there was something, Di Hao Yan shouldn't have to come personally. The only person who could make Di Hao Yan lose his principles was probably that person. Moreover, there was no need to pour the water. Obviously, Di Hao Yan was in the mood to drink the water here. Young master, what are your orders? Di Hao Yan sat down on the sofa and crossed his long legs. I heard that your ex-wife came to look for you. I've been here twice. Why? Are you going to remarry? Zhou Jisun thought to himself. What was going on? Could it be that he wasn't here for the Tang Bao? What did Di Hao Yan's purpose have to do with him remarrying his ex-wife? Divorce means that the two people's personalities don't match and they're not suitable to live together. Since that's the case, there's no need to remarry, Zhou Jisun said. Di Hao Yan's sword-like eyebrows furrowed. His eyes were innately sharp as he said, at least give the other party a chance to admit their mistake. Zhou Jisun thought to himself, the mistake of remarrying? However, he didn't say it out loud. He only said, young master, what do you mean? You should go and prove it to your ex-wife. Zhou Jisun was about to say something when Di Hao Yan added, I'll go with you. Zhou Jisun suddenly couldn't understand Di Hao Yan's abnormal behavior. It was too profound. As a lawyer, he couldn't understand it either. However, when he saw the Tang Bao in Yu Lianlian's private room in the bar, Zhou Jisun understood why Di Hao Yan was acting like this. Chapter 177. Tang Bao, Wang Malay, Yu Lianlian, and Yu Lianlian's celebrity boyfriend and girlfriend were playing when the person who entered the private room stunned her. The shaking dice fell out of the round cup. Wang Malay was so scared that she didn't dare to play anymore. Even the others quieted down. Di Hao Yan's aura was too strong, and the entire private room couldn't fit him. After sitting down, Zhou Jisun said to everyone, What are you waiting for? Continue playing. Then the others started playing absent-mindedly. Some people had seen Di Hao Yan's face before. He was a big shot who didn't want to be associated with him. Yu Lianlian immediately stood up and walked to Di Hao Yan to greet him. So it's the young master. We're so happy. What kind of wine does the young master like? I'll get it for you. Strong wine. Okay, please wait a moment. Yu Lianlian immediately ordered someone to get the wine. When she sat down next to Zhou Jisun, Yu Lianlian whispered into his ear, What's the situation? For his treasure, Zhou Jisun said. Yu Lianlian glanced at Tang Bao and smiled knowingly. Then, she went to play with her friends. Tang Bao thought that Di Hao Yan was here to settle scores with her. It didn't seem like it. But why was Di Hao Yan here? Or did he coincidentally follow Zhou Jisun here play? It didn't seem like he was invited by Yu Lianlian. Yu Lianlian was just as surprised as her. Wang Malay moved to Tang Bao's side and asked, Why is the young master here? How would I know? If you don't know, Who else would know? You can ask Zhou Jisen. Then are we still playing? Should we leave? I don't know where to put my hands. Juan Malay said bitterly. Look at you. Yes, you're promising. If you were, the water wouldn't have been poured out. Juan Malay said in a low voice and gritted her teeth. Tang Bao came back to his senses. The cup that he was pouring water into was overflowing. Blushing, she immediately put down the kettle and took a tissue to wipe the water on the coffee table. Damn that Juan Malay. Why didn't he warn her earlier? A few starlets couldn't hold themselves back after Di Haoyan came in. Their ambition was hidden under a beautiful exterior. If he could get into Di Haoyan's good books, he could get whatever he wanted. One of the celebrities brought a glass of wine to Di Haoyan's side and squatted down. Young master, I've admired you for a long time. Can I propose a toast to you? Tang Bao raised his head and looked at him. He did not understand why he had to squat down to make a toast. She didn't think that it was because of the difference in status. She thought that it was a kind of seduction. Then she heard Di Haoyan ask, why not? The little star was so happy that he almost fainted. He hurriedly drank the entire glass of wine. After Di Haoyan drank the wine, he immediately poured another glass for him. Tang Bao bit his lip, trying to suppress the bitterness in his heart. But no matter how hard he tried, he felt uncomfortable. Why did she have to be like this? What did it have to do with her that Di Haoyan had a woman by his side? What was she? What right did she have to feel sad? Was it because she was Di Haoyan's wife? However, Di Haoyan said that he only married her to repay her kindness. Why did she have to feel heartache? Tang Bao shook the dice in his hand. The dice rattled in the round goo, trying to shake away the bitterness in his heart. Do you still want to play? If you don't want to play, I'll play a few rounds with Tang Bao. A male celebrity pushed aside the female celebrity who was playing dice with Tang Bao and said to Tang Bao, do you want to play a few rounds with me? Before Tang Bao could say anything, he saw the female celebrity pinch the male celebrity with a flirtatious look in her eyes. How many rounds? A few rounds. The male celebrity laughed. Be careful not to break it. After saying that, the female celebrity moved aside. Tang Bao looked at the two people who kept saying a few rounds and even smiled flirtatiously. He did not understand what was so funny. Di Haoyan's expression was frighteningly dark. His sharp eyes were filled with hostility as he looked at Tang Bao. The so-called a few rounds could be understood by any man, including those male and female celebrities. Tang Bao was not so sure. It was as if she was being molested and accepted it as if she didn't know anything about the world. Zhou Jisen saw that the situation was not right and immediately signaled to Yu Yanlian. Yu Yanlian stood up and pulled the male celebrity away. What are you playing for? Go play at the side. Sister Yu, why can't I play? Be careful not to lose your life. Yu Yanlian's expression turned cold as she signaled. Only then did the male celebrity feel that something was wrong, especially when he saw Di Haoyan's expression. It was terrifying. Tang Bao did not care who she played with. After the male celebrity was pulled away, she played with Juan Malay. After a few rounds, she lost. For sixes, Juan Malay said. 5 twos, Tang Bao said. 6 sixes, Juan Malay said. Tang Bao looked at the numbers under the dice. 7 twos seemed a little mysterious. The more she looked, the more frustrated she became. She directly put the dice on the coffee table. I'm not playing anymore. You know you've lost, so you're going to go back on your word? Juan Malay could not believe that she would go back on her word so brazenly. No, I just want to go to the toilet. Tang Bao stood up and left. How long will guessing take up your time? Di Haoyan's gaze followed Tang Bao's slender figure like a beast until she walked out. Di Haoyan's sharp eyes looked coldly at the woman who had been squatting by his legs. His voice was frighteningly cold. Go. Young master. The female celebrity was so frightened that her face turned pale. She could only get up and leave. Di Haoyan's gaze fell coldly on the male celebrity who was sitting on the sofa in the distance. It was the male celebrity who had wanted to play a few rounds with Tang Bao just now. The male celebrity did not have the courage just now. He was almost scared out of his wits by Di Haoyan's malicious and terrifying gaze. He had never seen such a terrifying gaze. The phone on his body vibrated. Di Hao Ian glanced at it and answered. What's the matter? He did not know what the other party said, but Di Hao Ian's expression suddenly changed drastically. He stood up and quickly left the private room. Tang Bao did not know why she was so unlucky. She was held hostage with a knife when she came out to go to the toilet. The sharp blade was pressed against her aorta. As long as she struggled a little, she would die. Don't come over, or I'll kill her. The person who held Tang Bao hostage was a middle-aged and downtrodden man. He looked like a drunkard. People like this were more likely to lose control. He Ju, who was standing not far away, did not dare to act rashly. He was afraid that the knife would cut him. Di Hao Ian ran over and saw a scene that made his blood freeze. His black eyes were red. I'm sorry, young master. It's my mistake. He Ju felt guilty. When Tang Bao walked out of the private room, he followed behind to prevent any accidents in the chaotic bar. Chapter 178. As soon as the Tang Bao saw Di Hao Ian, he no longer cared about his previous anger. He screamed at the top of his lungs, Di Hao Ian, please save me. I'm only 19 years old. I don't want to die. Di Hao Ian's heart ached so much that it was about to bleed. He comforted him gently. Without my permission, no one can take your life. Then, he glared at the drunk man with a cold look that seemed to come from hell. Let her go, or I'll make you regret living in this world. I don't want to live anyway. I just want to be with my Shaoli. The drunk man seemed to be troubled by love. He mistook the Tang Bao for his Shaoli. Di Hao Ian's face was terrifyingly cold. He stared at the knife on the Tang Bao's neck tensely. He Ju and his men were about to flank the man from behind. Unexpectedly, the man held the Tang Bao hostage and entered the elevator. Don't come over. I'll kill her if you do. No one could take my Shaoli away. With a knife on the Tang Bao's main artery, no one dared to move. He looked fearfully at Di Hao Ian outside the elevator. When their eyes met, the Tang Bao's eyes became misty. Di Hao Ian, don't be impulsive. I don't want to die yet. As soon as the Tang Bao finished speaking, the elevator door closed. The Tang Bao was directly held hostage and brought to the top floor. When they reached the top floor, Di Hao Ian was already there. His bodyguards and subordinates were not there. He was alone. This was because if there were too many people, this man would be agitated and he would not hurt the Tang Bao. Don't come over. I won't let her go. The man shouted at Di Hao Ian. I'll help you find the person you want. Let her go. Di Hao Ian's face was extremely cold. If the Tang Bao was not in his hands, he would definitely tear him apart. He did not have the patience to talk to him. Find who? She is my Shaoli, and I want to be with her forever. I say, can you stay away from me when you talk? His mouth stinks. It's making me dizzy. Tang Bao could not take it anymore. Shaoli, you actually despise me? You weren't like this when we were together. Tell me, do you dislike me? The knife on his neck was cutting him. Not far away, Di Hao Ian's heart almost stopped. His eyes were bloodshot. Damn it, can't you just shut up? Di Hao Ian clenched his fists, the veins on the back of his hands bulging. He was ready to explode at any moment. Ah, I don't despise you, I don't despise you, I want to be with you. Tang Bao screamed in fear. The man immediately laughed. Are you serious? You want to be with me? Yes, 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 together. I've already agreed to be with you. Can you let me go? Tang Bao felt that he had to appease him first. I can't. Why? Tang Bao was surprised. You must be lying to me. After I let you go, you'll run away with someone else. Although the man was drunk, his mind was not muddled. No, no, I promise you, okay? I swear to God, if I want to leave you, you what? I'll be single for the rest of my life. Tang Bao glanced at Di Hao Ian. She was already married anyway. Such an oath did not count. Then, if you want to be with me so much, why did you sleep with someone else? Tang Bao was confused. How did this happen? Tang Bao felt a little sorry for this man. It was really pitiful to be dumped by a woman in such a way. That, you must have misunderstood. It's not what you think, Tang Bao explained. I saw it with my own eyes, and you still want to deny it. The man said and started crying. Tang Bao thought, there's no such thing as the worst, only worse. Just as he was hesitating whether he should continue to comfort him, he saw a shadow quickly approaching. Then, the blade on his neck was held tightly by something, and Tang Bao instinctively stepped back. Only then did he see clearly that the hand holding the blade was none other than Di Haoyin's hand. Blood flowed down the blade. Tang Bao froze there and forgot to move. His face was pale. It was even paler than the knife pressing against the aorta. The knife stabbed into the drunk man's aorta, and blood spurted out. It splashed onto Tang Bao's body. Tang Bao quickly stepped back, but he forgot that there was a safety fence behind him that only reached his calves. His whole body fell backward. Tang Bao screamed in fear, and every part of his body lost balance. When he leaned back, he saw the dark night above him. Was she going to die just like that? She did not want to become a shining star in the sky. Her body fell down, and the corners of her clothes and hair flew up, but it was all in vain. Tang Bao closed her eyes. She only hoped that she had passed out before she hit the ground. However, she did not pass out, nor did she hit the ground. Her body was suspended in the air. Tang Bao looked up in shock. Her wrist was firmly held by Di Haoyin's large palm. Tang Bao felt that when she fell, her heart was not beating as fast as it was now. While she was in a daze, she was pulled up. Damn, he pulled her up with just one hand. She crashed into Di Haoyin's safe embrace. Are you hurt? Di Haoyin checked her body. Tang Bao saw the blood on her wrist. It was stained when Di Haoyin grabbed her hand. Tang Bao turned Di Haoyin's palm over. There was a deep and long wound on his palm. It was horrifying to see that it was stained with blood. Don't you feel pain? Tang Bao asked, her voice trembling a little. Di Haoyin did not say anything. His thin lips were about to press against Tang Bao's little mouth. Tang Bao thought of Di Haoyin being intimate with another woman in the private room and push him away angrily. She stood up and was about to leave. Her legs were still weak from surviving the disaster, but she still walked forward. Baby. Di Haoyin's long arm locked her waist. Don't touch me. You're my wife, so you should let me touch you. I think the woman in the private room is your wife, right? You can go find someone else. There's no one else. Only you. Di Haoyin grabbed Tang Bao's angry little head and invaded her with his thin lips. The ferocious and intense kiss gradually turned into a gentle and lingering kiss. Tang Bao's breath was taken away. Under Di Haoyin's strength, her legs were weak and she could not stand. Di Haoyin picked her up and left the top floor, leaving the corpse behind. Tang Bao got into the car. Di Haoyin was still holding her, and she could not help but struggle. Let go of me. Don't move. Your hand is covered in blood. Don't you need to bandage your wound? Tang Bao asked with a frown. It's okay. Tang Bao bit her lip and let go. If this is okay, what is? You? Tang Bao was stunned. She met Di Haoyin's deep and vast eyes. She turned her red face away and said to Hiju in front of her, Go to the hospital. Yes. The hospital needed to treat Di Haoyin's wound. Tang Bao was driven away. Wait outside. Chapter 180. His scalp went numb as he turned his eyes away. He was still wearing clothes, but he was already like this. Was this how a human should behave? Are you satisfied? Di Haoyin asked roguishly. I'm not satisfied at all. Bao Bao, you have to admit defeat. Come here. How was this possible? Shouldn't 10 minutes be enough? Why was there no effect at all? Tang Bao was dumbfounded, but his heart was crumbling. Seeing Di Haoyin get up, Tang Bao was so scared that he ran away. However, before he could run out of the bedroom, he was caught by Di Haoyin's long arm. Let go of me. You must be cheating. You're cheating. Tang Bao struggled. Even with one hand, he was thrown onto the bed by Di Haoyin. He was pinned down by Di Haoyin. His face, which was as sharp as a knife and as sharp as a sword, was getting closer and closer. Tang Bao felt dizzy. When he came back to his senses and looked at the person who was staring at him, he couldn't help but gulp. How am I cheating? Di Haoyan asked in a low and hoarse voice. It's true. 10 minutes. His fever has gone down. How can you still do that? She couldn't even say that he was still standing tall. Bao bao. Let alone 10 minutes. Even if it was an hour, it would still be the same. Why? Tang Bao didn't see Di Haoyan sleeping tomorrow. He accidentally saw it when he was bathing. Di Haoyan's dark eyes flashed with a dark luster, and his voice was low and hoarse. Do you want to know the reason? Tell me. For some reason, Tang Bao felt that what he was going to say next might not be very pleasant. Because of you. Tang Bao's dazed look was so silly that it was cute. Di Haoyan couldn't help but kiss him. No, I don't want to. Tang Bao's struggling voice suddenly changed. When Tang Bao woke up in the morning, his head was resting on Di Haoyan's strong arm. When he turned around and saw Di Haoyan's face, Tang Bao was furious. Otherwise, when she saw that his hand was injured, she would definitely kick him. Tang Bao raised his hand and scrutinized it. This time, she felt strange. Why is my hand not swollen at all? His wrist was a little sore, but everything else was normal. The number of times was still the same as before, but his palm was fine. Could it be that the skin on her palms had thickened due to too much friction? After you fell asleep, I help you apply the ointment. His deep voice sounded hoarse after he woke up. Tang Bao was so scared that he immediately stuffed his hands back into the blanket. Her face was red, and she struggled with her thoughts for a while before saying, I'm getting up. She wouldn't be grateful to him. Why don't you take a look at who caused this? During the meal, Tang Bao looked at Di Haoyan's hand that was eating and asked, When you grabbed me when I fell, why didn't you use your other hand? If you did, the wound wouldn't be so serious, right? First, he grabbed the blade. When he grabbed her, he would definitely tear the wound because of gravity. Even if he didn't show it to her, she could imagine it. My left hand is fast. Tang Bao looked at him, and her heart swelled. Did he not care that his hand was crippled? Why was he so nice to her? Tang Bao pondered. Why did she steal the wallet? It was fine if she stole it, but why did she have to steal Di Haoyan's mother's wallet? Not only was he not grateful, but he even hated her. He felt that it was because of her that her son lost his happiness. This kind of relationship was really awkward. You want to feed me? Di Haoyan stared at her. Tang Bao was stunned and said, Aren't you eating well? Di Haoyan didn't let Tang Bao feed him for the time being. He let her fill her stomach. Zhongli walked into the dining room and said, Young madam, your phone keeps ringing. Tang Bao took the phone and looked at the missed calls. They were from Wan Malay. He called several times. He should have asked about her situation. Just as she was about to stand up and answer it here, Di Haoyan said. Tang Bao widened her eyes and had no choice but to sit down again. As soon as the call was connected, Wan Malay's voice came over. Tang Bao, are you okay? Being cared for by a friend warmed her heart. I'm fine. I'm fine. When I saw you being carried away by the young master yesterday, I was scared out of my wits. Fortunately, nothing happened, Wan Malay said. Don't worry, I won't get into trouble so easily. As Tang Bao spoke, she felt Di Haoyan's gaze on her face. The burning sensation made her cheeks heat up. Well, fortunately, Di Haoyan was there. Otherwise, she would have died. But she wouldn't say this out loud, in case Di Haoyan felt that she couldn't do without him. Chapter 181. Today, what are you playing? Let's go out and eat. It's not easy for you to rest. How boring would it be to stay at home? Tang Bao quickly glanced in Di Haoyan's direction and looked away. For a moment, she didn't know how to reply to Wan Malay. Because Di Haoyan was injured now, it wasn't good for her to go out and play alone, right? When she didn't hear Tang Bao's voice, Wan Malay asked, Did the young master not let you come out? Why don't you just forget about it? Tang Bao heard this and said, Who said that? Wait for my call. She hung up the phone boldly. Tang Bao looked at Di Haoyan, who was eating with her head down. For some reason, she felt like she was scared before she even spoke. Di Haoyan's aura was not easy to resist. I'm going out today. As soon as Tang Bao opened her mouth, She heard Di Hao Yian's calm words. Tang Bao asked, "You're injured and you're still going out?" "My hand is injured, not my foot," Di Hao Yan said. "Then okay. It just so happens that I also. You can accompany me." Tang Bao was stunned. Tang Bao sat on the swing and called Wan Malay. "Malay, where are you now? I'm about to go out." Wan Malay's voice came over. Tang Bao scratched her head with her fingers. "I can't go out." Why?" "I know. It's because the young master doesn't let you go out. When you hung up the phone just now, I thought you would definitely be able to come out. Don't worry, I won't laugh at you. There's a difference between being married and being single. I understand. You don't understand anything. What's wrong? Is there something I don't know?" "There's a lot you don't know. I didn't get hurt last night, but Di Hao Ian got hurt." Tang Bao rubbed his feet against the grass on the ground and pouted as he spoke in a muffled tone. "Is that okay?" Wan Malay was shocked. Then she was puzzled. "Last night, he carried you into the car. How come I didn't see him injured? One of his hands is injured." "Oh, that's fine. You stay with him at home. He carried you into the car, even though you were injured." Those who didn't know would have thought that you were the one injured. Tang Bao hung up the phone and exerted force on his feet, causing the swing to sway gently. Why couldn't she be more open-minded? Di Hao Ian was quite nice to her, his savior. Why should she care about his purpose in marrying her? Sigh. Tang Bao sighed inwardly. Was she in a negative mood? Di Hao Ian really went out. Tang Bao followed him. The car window was half open, and Tang Bao's little head was resting on it. He let the wind blow on his face. His hair was blowing wildly in the wind, but he didn't care. He had a fair and cute little face. Even his messy hair could not hide his beautiful and refined appearance. Tang Bao looked at the street and the sky under the car's speed. She thought, how is Di Hao Ian going to go shopping? With his bodyguards behind him? Has Di Hao Ian gone shopping before? Does he know how to go shopping? She couldn't imagine it. She even suspected that Di Hao Ian meant going for a spin like this. The car turned, but he didn't. She was pulled back, and the car window was closed. "What are you doing?" Tang Bao turned around and saw Di Hao Ian's broad chest. "Aren't you cold from the wind? Don't you know whether I'm cold or not?" "I'm not cold. If I say you're cold, then you're cold." Tang Bao pouted. There was a kind of coldness that made Di Hao Ian feel that she was cold. "Where do you want to go?" Tang Bao was stunned for a moment. She looked at Di Hao Ian and asked, "You're asking me?" Di Hao Ian's eyes darkened. "Is there a third person besides you?" Tang Bao's gaze fell on He-ju in front of him. When she retracted her gaze, she met Di Hao Ian's dark eyes that had turned cold. Tang Bao's eyes flickered. Well, Di Hao Ian wouldn't ask He-ju where she wanted to go. Under Di Hao Ian's strong gaze, she cleared her throat and said, "I can go wherever I want to go." "Yes, then let's go to the mall. I've been to the biggest mall with Wan Malay before. Didn't you see me once when you passed by?" Di Hao Ian's dark eyes darkened, and he didn't say anything. "Can't I? You can go wherever you want." Di Hao Ian pinched Tang Bao's chin affectionately. Tang Bao frowned. She couldn't hit him. She opened her mouth and bit him. Di Hao Ian's lips curled into a sexy smile. Little wolf dog. They arrived at the mall. Tang Bao, who was followed by bodyguards, didn't feel out of place at all. Maybe she was just used to it. This was Di Hao Ian's status. No one could violate it. Tang Bao's state of mind this time was different from the last time she came. Last time, she didn't know anything. She didn't know that she had stolen Di Hao Ian's mother's wallet in this place. Although she still couldn't remember anything standing here, she still felt inexplicably poked in her heart. "Di Hao Ian, if I hadn't stolen your mother's wallet back then, I might have lost my life," Tang Bao said with emotion. "Why?" Di Hao Ian's boundless dark eyes surrounded her. Tang Bao's face was a little hot when she met Di Hao Ian's gaze. She was dissatisfied and awkward. "Can you not look at me like that? There are so many people in the mall." "What gaze?" It's just, how should Tang Bao put it? It was as if she would be eaten by Di Hao Ian's gaze. But she was too embarrassed to say it out loud. Back to the topic at hand. "If it weren't for your mother, I might have wandered around here for a while longer. Would I have been attacked by terrorists if I stayed any longer? So, I didn't save your mother. Your mother also saved me. So, then, I'm not a savior. Indeed. That's all. Tang Bao asked. What else is there? Whether you're my savior or not, that's all in the past. You're my woman now. Just remember that, Di Hao Hian said domineeringly. Tang Bao was still waiting for Di Hao Ian to say that since she wasn't his savior, she didn't need to repay his kindness. But he didn't say that. Didn't he marry her because he wanted to repay her kindness? Tang Bao thought about it and didn't ask. If she mentioned it, Di Hao Ian's expression would definitely be very scary. It was as if she had done something terrible. Tang Bao turned around and walked forward. She saw a shop that made delicious food. She stood at the door and didn't move. Di Hao Ian, I want to drink this. Tang Bao hopped in front of Di Hao Ian. I'll go buy it. Di Hao Ian said and went to line up. Tang Bao was surprised. Actually, she wanted Di Hao Ian to pay for her to line up. She didn't expect him to line up directly. He was the king of D City. He actually lined up to buy drinks for her. Tang Bao was really shocked. She didn't come back to her senses for a long time. When she came back to her senses, she found that many men and women couldn't help but look at Di Hao Ian. Di Hao Ian's deep and inviolable aura and noble temperament not only attracted women, but also men. Chapter 182. The weak would always look up to the strong. This was a human instinct. Tang Bao felt that if it had been in the past, she would have been just one of these customers, and her gaze would have stopped on him for a moment. Would Di Hao Ian fall in love with another woman in the future? After all, that was what Tang Bao thought in her heart. Di Hao Ian did not marry her because he liked her. Di Hao Ian must still have a place in his heart for the person he liked. Once that woman appeared and filled up his heart, would she have nothing to do with him anymore? Who was more important, his savior or the woman he liked? It seemed to be quite difficult to choose. After all, kindness was as great as a mountain. Tang Bao could not see through Di Hao Ian's thoughts. They were unfathomable and unpredictable. When it was Di Hao Ian's turn to order, Tang Bao went up to him and said, "Buy 2 glasses, one for you and one for me. I want different flavors." When Di Hao Ian finished buying and handed over the glasses, Tang Bao took one and said, "One for each of us. You drink that one." Di Hao Ian looked at the drink in his hand and took a sip. It was sour and sweet. He was really not used to it. However, when he saw Tang Bao's cute eyes, his discomfort disappeared. "Is it good?" "Very good. You're quite good at picking for yourself." Tang Bao smiled. Tang Bao felt that Di Hao Ian had chosen it for himself in advance because he wanted to drink it. As they walked and strolled, Tang Bao sucked on the straw while glancing at Di Hao Ian, who was also sucking on the same drink as her. She hesitated and asked, "Di Hao Ian, can I have a taste?" It seemed to be quite delicious. Above or below? Tang Bao was puzzled. Though the lower part? Then she glanced down. She immediately understood and blushed. She was embarrassed and angry. "What nonsense are you talking about? Seems like you can understand. Who told you that?" Di Hao Ian stopped walking and his eyes flashed with a sharp light. Tang Bao opened her mouth but did not make a sound. Di Hao Ian was the one who said that. Why did it seem like he set a trap for her and she jumped into it herself? Is it hard to say? Di Hao Ian looked down at her and the pressure made her breathless. It was as if he would not let her go if she did not say it. Tang Bao felt that he was already much shorter than Di Hao Ian. Now, he could not even straighten his back. I heard it from someone." "Who told you that?" From. Di Hao Ian? Wan Marai had never been in love before. So how could she know this? Tang Bao stomped her foot and went all out. "I'll say it. What's the big deal? When I was in my university dormitory, my roommate watched those kinds of movies, and I watched them. But I didn't watch much, just a glance. This is something that everyone goes through during puberty. What's so strange about it?" After saying that, she lost her confidence. Tang Bao's face turned red. This was not something to be proud of. If not for the pressure from Di Hao Ian's gaze, she would not have said it. "Is it good?" "No, it's disgusting." "Oomph." Tang Bao turned around and walked away. Di Hao Ian followed behind her. Seeing her angry look, he found it very interesting. His dark eyes were filled with affection. "Baby, come and take a sip." Tang Bao's face turned red when she heard that. She turned around angrily and glared at Di Haoyan. Di Haoyan poked Tang Bao's soft lips with the straw and gestured for her to take a sip. Tang Bao continued to stare at him and did not open her mouth. "Baby, is your brain filled with perverted thoughts?" "I'm not." "Then why don't you take a sip?" "I'll take a sip." Tang Bao opened her mouth and took a sip. Her expression changed. "Di Haoyan, your drink is better than mine. Shall we take turns?" "Okay." Tang Bao forgot that Di Haoyan had teased her and swapped drinks with Di Haoyan. Tang Bao drank happily as she walked forward. She glanced at Di Haoyan, who was drinking her drink. She could not see his deep expression. "Di Haoyan, look, I'm only 19 years old. It's normal for me to like to play. At this age, right?" Tang Bao asked. "Yes." "Then do you think I'm annoying?" Tang Bao asked again. Before Di Haoyan could say anything, she continued, "You're the one who wanted to marry me. You can't blame me. She's my woman. Even if I have to help her do her homework every day, I'll accept it. Then I asked you to do too little homework at that time. I should have asked you to do it every day." Sigh. "I was quite embarrassed at that time. I felt bad for always bothering you. If I had known that you liked to do homework so much, I would have done it for you," Tang Bao said. Tang Bao was not willing to go into the shop to look at clothes and shoes. There were enough clothes in the castle. Most of them were disposable. Di Haoyan's clothes were disposable. He would leave after wearing them. He was so rich that he could rival a country. Tang Bao saw an accessory shop. It was full of trinkets that little girls liked. "I'm going to take a look," Tang Bao said and went in. Di Haoyan followed her in. Tang Bao looked at the trinkets left and right. They were all quite exquisite. There were all kinds of textures. In the end, Tang Bao did not have anything special to buy. She just looked at something new and was about to leave. "Wait," Di Haoyan called out to her. Then he took the things in his hand and went to pay the bill. Tang Bao did not see what it was. She walked out of the shop. Just as she was about to ask, Di Haoyan handed it to Tang Bao. Tang Bao took it and looked at it. She asked in a daze, "A little wolf dog? Your prototype." Tang Bao immediately understood Di Haoyan's intention. She pouted, because usually when she bit Di Haoyan would say that she was a little wolf dog. Tang Bao asked unhappily, "If I'm a little wolf dog, then what are you?" "I'm a wolf." "Pervert, pervert." Tang Bao stroked the crystal little wolf dog pendant in her hand as she walked. She felt that it was quite exquisite. There was actually a shop that sold this kind of thing. Di Haoyan could have picked this out of all things. She had only bitten him a few times. He remembered it so clearly. He was the one who took revenge for every little thing. However, when she looked at the little wolf dog pendant, she felt quite proud. Di Haoyan glanced over slightly and saw the smile on Tang Bao's face. He could not help but soften. "Brother Haoyan." Tang Bao's expression froze. When he looked up, he saw Lan Wanru running directly toward Di Haoyan. Lan Wanru stared at Di Haoyan's bandaged hand with a distressed and worried expression. "What happened? Why is your hand injured?" "It's nothing." Di Haoyan's expression was indifferent. He called out to Liu Huai, who was walking over second aunt. Tang Bao also immediately called out second aunt. "Yes," Liu Huai responded. Then she was worried about Di Haoyan's hand injury. "Why is your hand injured?" "I hurt myself." "You have to be careful. If sister-in-law finds out, she will be distressed." Di Haoyan's face was expressionless. He did not say anything. Chapter 183. From the looks of it, Lan Wanru and Liu Huai were shopping together and bumped into each other. Tang Bao thought to himself, "How unlucky. Brother Haoyan, what did the doctor say? If it's not serious, you wouldn't need to be bandaged, right? It's just a small injury. It's fine." Tang Bao's face turned green as he watched from the side. He already said it was fine, but she still had to ask. Lan Wanru looked as if she had just seen Tang Bao. Perhaps she only realized that something was wrong now. She asked Di Haoyan, "Brother Haoyan, you weren't shopping, were you?" Tang Bao answered, "What's so strange about shopping?" Lan Wanru's face turned pale as if she was about to fall ill. Tang Bao looked at her and thought to himself, I didn't make you angry. Don't blame it on me when the time comes. But Lan Wanru didn't think so. If it was someone else, it would make sense. How could Di Haoyan go shopping with Tang Bao? Such a noble and inviolable identity. She couldn't accept this in her heart. That was why her face was so pale. Lan Wanru's body swayed, and she fell to the side. Di Haoyan reached out to support her. Lan Wanru took the opportunity to fall into Di Haoyan's arms. At that moment, Lan Wanru was so excited that she felt that her illness could be cured immediately. Tang Bao's face darkened when he saw Di Haoyan holding Lan Wanru in his arms. He looked at him coldly. Di Haoyan pushed Lan Wanru away and said coldly, Since you're not feeling well, don't come out. Li Yuhuai quickly said apologetically, That's right, I won't come out next time. But who was she trying to show her apologetic attitude to? It was as if bringing Lan Wanru out and making her tired was letting Di Haoyan down. And Di Haoyan seemed to care a lot about Lan Wanru's health, so he didn't want her to come out. There was also Lan Wanru's provocative gaze. Tang Bao gritted his teeth so hard that he almost broke his molars. After they parted ways, Tang Bao was no longer in the mood to continue shopping. His good mood was destroyed by the appearance of Lan Wanru. Tang Bao walked out of the mall. Going somewhere else? Di Haoyan asked. No, I want to go back to the castle. So early? If you want to spin, you can spin by yourself. I'm tired, I'm going back to sleep. Di Haoyan looked at Tang Bao's indifferent expression and his eyes darkened. Then let's go back and sleep together. There was a hidden meaning behind his words. It wasn't go back to sleep together, it was go back to sleep together. There are definitely two different meanings. Tang Bao was absent-minded and didn't listen carefully. He climbed into the car. Lan Wanru sat down in the lounge. Li Yuhuai also sat down. Seeing that Lan Wanru's expression wasn't too good, she said, If you didn't meet Haoyan, you wouldn't be like this. You'll have to take medicine for a while when you go back. No, I'm fine. I know. It's a psychological problem. Psychological problems need to be treated. Li Yuhuai watched her niece grow up. How could she not know what she was thinking? Annie, what do you think is so good about Tang Bao? Why does brother Haoyan dote on her so much? He's even willing to accompany her shopping. Lan Wanru's sadness was indescribable. If it's just a relationship between a man and a woman, then it's fine. But Haoyan married her, which means he likes her too, Li Yuhuai said. Andy, do you think so too? Don't you think brother Haoyan married her for some purpose? What purpose could there be? That's right, what purpose could there be? Tang Bao wasn't the girl who stole Yu Songhuan's wallet. Why did Di Haoyan marry her? Moreover, the two of them didn't know each other before the marriage. When they returned to the villa, they saw Xiao Rui waiting in the living room. Lan Wanru didn't want to see this woman, but he had to because she had a face that Lan Wanru hated. Xiao Rui, you're here. Are you looking for Wanru? Yes, and? Then you two talk, Li Yuhuai said and went downstairs. Lan Wanru sat down on the sofa. Xiao Rui said, You just came back. Do you want to rest? I'll come find you next time. No need, I'm not tired. All right. I saw brother Haoyan and Tang Bao when I was shopping, Lan Wanru said. What? How could Haoyan do something like shopping? Xiao Rui couldn't believe it. I saw it with my own eyes. Lan Wanru's expression didn't look too good. Xiao Rui immediately said, It's not that I don't believe you. I just can't believe that Haoyan would do something like that. He's never gone shopping with me before. Even if we went out for a meal, I was the one who took the initiative to go. I think that Tang Bao must have done something to trick Di Haoyan. Her words made Lan Wanru feel comfortable in his heart. However, he said, That's because brother Haoyan was willing to be tricked by her. Just look at how brother Haoyan married her. You'll know how much he likes her. He doesn't like her, Xiao Rui said disdainfully. What? You still don't know, right? The real person who stole Haoyan's mother's wallet is Tang Bao. At first, Lan Wanru also thought so. However, after confirmation, it didn't seem to be the case. Who did you hear that from? Lan Wanru didn't remember telling her. Haoyan's mother told me herself. She also said that if it weren't for repaying a debt of gratitude, Haoyan wouldn't have ruined his life's happiness by marrying Tang Bao. This is the knot in her heart. She told you that. Lan Wanru was surprised. Yeah, I wouldn't say something like that. Even if you want to say something, you need to have a basis. Then did you go to Tang Bao? Lan Wanru asked. I did. She said that I was talking nonsense and even wanted to beat me up. Ha! She didn't want others to know that Hao Qian married her to repay a debt of gratitude, so she hid it. Lan Wanru thought that if that was the case, then Tang Bao's thoughts were not proportional to her age. She was too scheming. She actually said it without any flaws. Even she was fooled. If this was the truth, then it made sense why Di Hao Ian married her. Even if he didn't marry her because he liked her, it's still a marriage. It won't change anything. Lan Wanru regained her composure and said, everything depends on one's effort. You could decide your own fate. If it weren't for Tang Bao's appearance, Hao Ian would have married me and not her. Lan Wanru thought that her self-confidence was ridiculous. If Tang Bao was really the girl who stole the wallet, then she would have nothing to do with it. After Xiao Rui left, Lan Wanru sat there in a daze. She thought of Tang Bao's stepmother and her sister who wasn't related by blood. Didn't they hate Tang Bao very much? She wondered where they were now. Miss, you've been out for half a day. When you came back, you talked to Xiao Rui for so long. You should go to bed and rest. Belle said, my brother didn't go out, right? No, I saw him before you came back. I'll go look for him. Lan Wanru went to Di Junbai's room to look for him. Chapter 184. She entered Di Junbai's room, but did not see him. Brother, Lan Wanru walked around the room, but did not see Di Junbai. Could he be in the study? Just as Lan Wanru turned to leave, her body brushed against the book on the desk. The book fell to the ground. Lan Wanru squatted down to pick it up. A corner of something was stuck in the middle of the book. She pulled it out and saw that it was a photo. The person in the photo was none other than Tang Bao, who was smiling happily at the camera. Why was there a photo of Tang Bao in Di Junbai's book? The desk was just beside the bed. It was within reach. Could it be that Di Junbai flipped through this book every night just to look at Tang Bao? So Di Junbai liked Tang Bao. Lan Wanru could not believe it. Although she was not present when Di Hao Ian married Tang Bao, she knew the inside story. She used the news of Di Junbai's marriage to trick Tang Bao. In other words, Di Junbai was also involved. But if he liked Tang Bao, why did he do that? Why did he give Tang Bao to someone else? Lan Wanru put the photo back into the book, put the book back in its original place, and left Di Junbai's room. At first, Lan Wanru wondered why Di Junbai did not fight for Tang Bao when he liked him. Later, she understood that it was not because he did not fight for Tang Bao, but because he could not win. It was just like her. She liked Di Hao Ian, but she could only watch him marry someone else. Tang Bao went back to his room to sleep after he went back. He lay on the bed with his eyes closed. Di Hao Ian was sleeping next to him. Just thinking about it made him depressed. Lan Wanru was simply shameless, seducing a married man. Tang Bao was still holding the little wolf dog pendant in his hand. He opened his eyes and looked at the little wolf dog. It was very cute. Then, he fell asleep while looking at it. When he woke up, he was in a sprawling position. His leg was even on Di Hao Ian's body. Tang Bao immediately wanted to retract his leg, but Di Hao Ian grabbed his leg. What are you doing? In a bad mood? Tang Bao snorted in his heart. He only realized it now. Too late. Di Hao Ian sat up. Tang Bao blushed. Why was this person so dishonest, even though his hand was injured? Am I in a bad mood? Tang Bao thought that it was better not to let Di Hao Ian know her thoughts. Otherwise, he would really think that there was something between him and Lan Wanru. Of course. Don't talk like that. You're almost out of breath. Di Hao Ian's body was pressed against hers. She was not out of breath. Tang Bao felt uncomfortable because of Di Hao Ian's strength and heat. It was as if he was about to have a fever. That was why he was in a hurry to get away. Then change your position. Tang Bao's vision blurred. She was now on top of him. Can you breathe like this? Tang Bao was depressed. Did he have to talk like this? Why did she feel that this position was more dangerous? She struggled to get down. Don't move. Di Haoyan's voice was rough. Tang Bao's body immediately froze. He looked at Di Haoyan with a red face. Di Haoyan, I have an idea. Di Haoyan's dark eyes were so deep that it was as if he wanted to tear Tang Bao into pieces. Next to your room is my old room. Let's get through the middle and sleep on the other side of the bed. Isn't it good? Tang Bao felt that this was not a fantasy. You want to sleep on separate beds? I'm doing this for your own good. Tang Bao's watery eyes twinkled as she tried to find all kinds of appropriate reasons. What's good about it? It's not 3 months yet. We can't do that. So, sleeping on separate beds can save us from the discomfort. Since you're worried that I'll feel uncomfortable, why can't we do it earlier? Di Haoyan asked with a wicked look in his eyes. We can't do earlier. This is a matter of principle. Tang Bao raised her little face proudly. Di Haoyan looked at her and felt his heart itch. Tang Bao's body was jolted. Her sitting body was forced to lie down. She was lying on Di Haoyan's chest. That action made her angry. What are you doing? She was anxious to get off Di Haoyan. Di Haoyan sucked in a breath of cold air. Hand. Tang Bao was shocked and stopped struggling. She asked worriedly, Did I touch your hand? Did I? Yes. Let me see. Tang Bao held Di Haoyan's hand that was wrapped in gauze and looked carefully to see if there was blood. She asked uncertainly, Do you want to call the hospital? Di Haoyan looked at her worried little face. His heart was hot, and even his blood was boiling. As soon as she finished speaking, she was pulled down and her little mouth was pressed against Di Haoyan's thin lips. He kissed her frivolously. Tang Bao's face was hot. Your hand. Even if she was kissed, she did not dare to struggle like she did in the beginning. She didn't want to touch Di Haoyan's hand again. Di Haoyan licked her soft little mouth and said in a low and hoarse voice, It's okay. If you're really worried about my hand, it'll be fine after I kiss it a few more times. Di Haoyan, you're cheating. Tang Bao knew that it was too late to cheat. She had already been held down and kissed forcefully. During dinner, Di Haoyan leaned against the bed like a master and did not get up. Aren't you going to eat? Tang Bao asked. I'm not eating. Why? I'm not hungry. Tang Bao thought to himself. Di Haoyan is such a big guy. How can he not eat? But looking at his uninterested expression, it seemed that he really had no appetite. Do you want me to bring it up for you to eat? Tang Bao asked. No need. You go eat. Forget it if you don't want to eat. I'll eat by myself. Tang Bao ignored him and muttered as he left the room. When he sat at the dining table, Lian asked, Where's the young master? He said he's not hungry, so he won't eat. It was the first time Lian saw Di Haoyan not eating dinner. The food will still be warm. He'll definitely be hungry later. This was what Tang Bao said himself. Because even if she wasn't hungry and didn't eat in the beginning, she would still eat later. Okay, Tang Bao vented his anger on the food in his heart. It was really strange that he didn't even eat. Was it very uncomfortable to eat with her? TSK. Tang Bao ate a lot because he vented his anger. When he stood up, his stomach was full. He touched his bulging stomach and left the dining room and returned to his room. Seeing that Di Haoyan was still leaning against the bed, he deliberately said, It's really delicious. I feel that today's food is more fragrant. Delicious? Tang Bao saw that Di Haoyan was tempted and continued, Yes, it feels particularly different from usual. I still want to eat after eating. My stomach is already full. Do you want to eat some too? Okay, go and ask Lian to bring it up. You feed me, Di Haoyan said calmly. But Tang Bao's heart was not calm. No? Di Haoyan asked when he saw that Tang Bao was silent. Chapter 185. Tang Bao chuckled and stood up to ask Lian to bring the food. As soon as she went outside, the smile on her face turned into black lines. Di Haoyan did it on purpose, didn't he? But there was no trace of it. Besides, she was the one who said that the food was delicious. He was not interested and reluctantly let her feed him. There didn't seem to be anything wrong with this. But Tang Bao still felt that something was wrong. After Lian brought the food, he sat on the edge of the bed and personally fed Di Haotian. While Di Haotian ate, he stared at Tang Bao with interest and asked, "Baby, are you in a bad mood?" "No, I'm fine." Tang Bao's face was gloomy as she kept comforting herself. "It's okay. Anyway, he fed you before. Just treat it as reciprocity." After a few minutes of silence, Tang Bao asked, "Do you agree with what I said? What is it?" Di Haotian pretended not to know. "The room is connected and the bed is right next to the bed. Don't even think about it." Tang Bao was speechless. "You can still see each other like that. What's the difference? One can hug you to sleep, the other can't." Tang Bao was speechless. When the doctor came to change the dressing on Di Haotian's hand, Tang Bao was chased out of the door again. She didn't stand outside the door. Instead, she squatted at the door and drew circles. What did it matter? She couldn't even look at him. Was she that timid? Di Haotian had underestimated her. Tang Bao snorted twice to show her strong dissatisfaction. The door opened and the doctor came out. Tang Bao stepped forward and stopped him. The doctor was stunned. "Hello, young madam. Is Di Haotian's hand okay?" "It's fine. It'll be fine when the wound heals." "Is the wound terrible?" Tang Bao asked. "It's a little deep. Other than that, it's fine." "How long will it take to recover?" "Because it's at the center of the palm. Even if it's healed, it can't be straightened immediately. Otherwise, the wound will split open easily." After the doctor left, Tang Bao went into the bedroom. There was no smell of medicine inside, being blown away by the wind. "Did you ask the doctor?" "Yes, I did." Tang Bao pouted, seemingly dissatisfied with the answer. Then she thought of something and laughed gloatingly. "Di Haotian, does that mean you can't do that thing with your hand like this? Is that why you're not in the mood to eat today?" Di Haotian glanced at Tang Bao, who was smiling happily. Tang Bao immediately stopped laughing. Suppressing the joy in her heart, she said with a serious face, "It's okay. It's not like your hand can't be healed. I've already asked the doctor, and the doctor said that it will take a long time to recover. So you should recuperate well." "Baby, is that why you asked the doctor?" What's your goal?" "I'm worried that I won't be able to satisfy your body when the 3-month deadline is up." Tang Bao jumped up. "I'm not. I'm just purely concerned about your hand." "What are you thinking?" "Baby, don't worry. Even if you only have one hand now, there's no problem in any position. Do you want to try it?" Tang Bao dodged far away. "I don't want to go to bed tonight. If you don't go to bed, I'll go to bed with you." Sob, what a pervert. The next morning, as soon as Tang Bao came out of the room, Zhongli came over. "What's wrong?" Tang Bao asked. "Miss Biao is here," Zhongli said in a low voice. Tang Bao was stunned for a moment and didn't react. "Who are you talking about?" "Lan Wanru, Miss Lan." "Don't call her that." Tang Bao was unhappy. "Then what should I call her?" "Chrysanthemum." "Is there a problem?" "No." "Then Chrysanthemum." Zhongli asked, "Should I tell young Master Di?" "Of course not. How can I trouble Di Haotian with such a small matter? Let me handle it." "Don't tell Di Haotian." Okay." Tang Bao smiled in satisfaction. He turned around and went downstairs. Lan Wanru sat on the sofa, well-behaved like a lady from a wealthy family. In fact, Tang Bao felt that Lan Wanru's life was not easy. Both her parents were dead, and she grew up with the Di family's second uncle. Her state of mind was definitely not as good as when she was with her parents. In addition, her body was not good, so it was really torturous. But why couldn't she treat him better? Why did she have to like Di Haotian? Wasn't this adding insult to injury? Tang Bao walked over and sat down on the sofa opposite her. He thought about what kind of posture he should use to sit. In the end, he imitated Di Haotian and crossed his legs. Lan Wanru looked at Tang Bao's posture and frowned. He looked like he couldn't stand it. "Where's Brother Haotian?" Lan Wanru asked. "Di Haotian is resting. He asked me to ask you what's the matter." "Tell me, I'll help you pass the message," Tang Bao said. "I don't believe it. Brother Haotian definitely doesn't know that I'm here." Tang Bao thought to himself, "How can you be so sure? It's as if you know Di Haotian very well." "He knows. That's what he said to me. He said that I can make any decisions in the castle." After Tang Bao finished speaking, he saw Lan Wanru's body sway, and his face became even paler. Tang Bao reached out to stop him. Don't faint. Do you think I'll faint because of your words? That's a joke. Lan Wanru took a few breaths to stabilize himself. Tang Bao thought to himself, joke? His face was pale. It was too scary. If I dare to faint here, I'll throw you out. Lan Wanru's lowered eyes flashed with a scheming look. Then he stood up and said, I want to see Brother Hao Qian. How could Tang Bao agree to let her see Di Hao Yin? Wouldn't it be exposed as soon as they met? He quickly blocked in front of Lan Wanru. Miss Biao, you're not going to my and Di Hao Yin's bedroom, are you? Why not? As a woman, how can you casually enter a married man's room? Besides, Di Hao Yin is still sleeping. How can you do that? No matter how unreasonable I am, I'm still better than you. Lan Wanru's face turned pale. How can you be better than me? I'm his wife. Be clear about my identity. Is that so? Then why did I hear that Brother Hao Yin married you? Because you saved his life. What right do you have to stay by Brother Hao Yin's side? Tang Bao's face turned red from embarrassment. He looked at Lan Wanru coldly and said, You really know a lot. So what? Di Hao Yin would rather marry me, his life savior, than marry you. I've said before that Brother Hao Yin can marry you, but he can also abolish you. How long can you stay in the position of young madam? I think Brother Hao Yin still sympathizes with you, right? After all, your father just passed away not long ago. Tang Bao's blood suddenly froze. A fire burned in his heart. Lan Wanru raised his hand and slapped Lan Wanru across the face with a smug look on his face. Ha! Lan Wanru's face was slapped to the side. His whole body swayed and fell to the ground. He fainted. What happened? Before Tang Bao could come back to his senses, he heard Di Hao Yin's deep voice behind him. Chapter 186. Tang Bao didn't expect that Di Hao Yin would see her hitting Lan Wanru. She also didn't expect that she would slap Lan Wanru until he fainted. How was this going to end? Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Yin's expressionless face. His long and narrow black eyes were sharp and cold. She couldn't help but feel a little flustered. Even if she was scolded by Di Hao Yin, she would listen. Who asked her to hit someone without reason first? What are you waiting for? Find a room and carry her in. Di Hao Yin ordered. Lian asked uncertainly. Do you want me to carry her? Di Hao Yin's face was cold. Of course, Lian didn't dare to. She immediately asked the servant to help Lan Wanru up and go to the room. Call the doctor over. Di Hao Yin said to Lian. Yes. Lian went to make the call after she finished speaking. Tang Bao stood there looking like a student who had done something wrong. However, she was still very surprised by Di Hao Yin's actions. She thought that Di Hao Yin would carry Lan Wanru back to the room. He actually ordered the servant to do it. This made her feel very comfortable in her heart. When Di Hao Yin's sharp gaze looked over, Tang Bao immediately stood up straight, looking like a student who had done something wrong. What did she say that made you so angry? Di Hao Yin asked. She said that my father passed away, and I hit her because I was angry. Tang Bao carefully looked at Di Hao Yin's face and asked, Di Hao Yin, aren't you angry that I hit Lan Wanru? Why should I be angry? She deserved it. Tang Bao was proud that Di Hao Yin was helping her at this time. Just as she was feeling smug, Di Hao Yin grabbed her hand. Doesn't it hurt? If it's swollen and can't be used anymore, I'll deal with you. Tang Bao's face instantly turned red, and he pulled his hand back angrily. She had thought that Di Hao Yin was simply concerned about her hand, but it turned out that he was thinking about this. He really had to think about that kind of thing all the time. Pervert. Di Hao Yin, why didn't you carry Lan Wanru to the room just now? Tang Bao really wanted to know the reason. He asked expectantly, My hand is hurt, but didn't you hug me when your hand was injured? Tang Bao was not satisfied with Di Hao Yin's answer. You're light, she's heavy. Tang Bao glared at him. How do you know she's heavier than me? Have you hugged her? Di Hao Yin had forgotten that a girl's fighting strength was not low if she was calculative. Tell me, did you hug her? No. Then why did you say that? Tang Bao was not going to let it go. How much heavier can she be than me? Bye, it's just SOSO. Tang Bao was still not satisfied with Di Hao Yan's answer. She pouted with a look of displeasure. Di Hao Yan looked at her with a doting gaze. He pulled her over and hugged her against his chest. I'm only hugging my wife. I don't need to hug anyone else. This was the answer Tang Bao wanted. Her little face was shining. Di Hao Yan's lips curled up. After being happy, Tang Bao remembered Lan Wanru. By the way, is Lan Wanru okay? In the past, he fainted because of anger. Now, he fainted because of her. There's still a big difference, right? No matter what, it was more serious because he was knocked out. It's okay. The doctor is here. After the doctor came, he examined Lan Wanru. Tang Bao stood by the bed and watched. In any case, she was the one who knocked him out. She could not just ignore it. After giving Lan Wanru an injection, he slowly woke up. When he did not see Di Hao Yan and only saw Tang Bao, his eyes immediately dimmed. Tang Bao thought, why did it have to be Di Hao Yan? Sigh, it was not necessarily a good thing for the husband to be too charming. Who carried me in? Lan Wanru asked. It was a servant. Who did you think it was? What did you say? Brother Hao Yan actually let a servant carry me? Lan Wanru looked like he could not accept it. Why? Why can't the servant carry you? I know. It's because Brother Hao Yan's hand was injured that he let the servant carry me back to the room, Lan Wanru said. Tang Bao thought. She really knew how to find excuses for herself, and this reason was very perfect. You hit me. Brother Hao Yan must have scolded you, right? Lan Wanru sneered. Tang Bao thought. Where did she get the confidence to think that Di Hao Yan would scold her? He thought it was better not to provoke Lan Wanru. What if she stayed in the castle with her dizzy body and refused to leave? How annoying would she be to look at? Yeah, he even said that he would properly settle the score with me. If she could not let him use her swollen hand. Don't think too highly of yourself. Brother Hao Yan, he's just... Lan Wanru stopped halfway through her words, because Di Hao Yan walked in. Are you feeling better? I feel weak all over. Then rest more. These few words were like a ray of hope for Lan Wanru. Di Hao Yan still cared about her and cared about her. However, her ray of hope did not last long. She heard Di Hao Yan say, I'll ask second uncle to come and pick you up. I'll take the car back later. I don't want them to know what happened to me here. Otherwise, my aunt will think too much, Lan Wanru said. Up to you. After Tang Bao and Di Hao Yan left the room, Lan Wanru lay quietly. Actually, she just did not want to leave this place. She even wanted to live here forever. It would be best if she could replace Tang Bao. Even if she could not replace him, Tang Bao would not feel comfortable with her existence. During lunch, Di Hao Yan and Tang Bao ate in the dining room. Lan Wanru naturally asked the servants to bring her to her room to eat. However, just as the food was brought to the staircase, she saw Lan Wanru coming downstairs. Her movements were slow, and she was supported by the servants. Her body seemed to be weak. When she walked to the dining room, she saw Di Hao Yan and Tang Bao eating. She said, I want to eat here. Is it okay? Otherwise, the room will smell of food. I can't stand it. Di Hao Yan did not say anything. Zhongli did not move either. Lian glanced at her. Zhongli still did not move. Lian had to get the cutlery himself. Tang Bao looked at Zhongli and winked at him. Good job. Zhongli pursed his lips and smiled. Lan Wanru pretended not to see their little movements and sat down at the dining table. They began to eat. During the meal, her eyes would always look at Di Hao Yan when she was putting the food on the table. It was not because she did not dare to eat, but because she wanted to take another look. Tang Bao felt that the food in his mouth tasted like wax. Was he not doing this on purpose for her to see? Are you sure you want to go against me? Tang Bao thought that it was better to forget about it. A great person would not hold a grudge against a petty person. If Lan Wanru fainted from anger during a meal, would they still be able to eat in peace? Lan Wanru also paid attention to Tang Bao's table manners. He even liked to bite his chopsticks. What kind of upbringing was this? She really did not understand why Di Hao Yan was willing to marry her. Even Di Junbai secretly liked her. Lan Wanru really could not see what was so good about her. Was it because of her appearance? Chapter 187. Beautiful things were easy to get, so there was no need to carefully treasure them. I remember when I first came to the D family, my first meal was personally cooked by Big Aunt. I'll never forget that taste, Lan Wanru said as she looked at Di Haotian. Brother Haotian, do you remember? Yes. Di Haotian had that memory in his mind. There were so many servants at home, so there was no need for Yu Songhuan to enter the kitchen. However, Yu Songhuan preferred the atmosphere at home, so he would usually go to the kitchen to cook. Tang Bao looked at the two of them as they reminisced about the past. His expression was indifferent, and he didn't say anything. At that time, I was still thinking of personally cooking a meal for Big Aunt when I got better, but my health wasn't good. Later, Big Aunt said that when I grew up, I would marry Brother Haotian. Although it was just a joke, I still remember it. Lan Wanru saw Di Haotian's expressionless and indifferent face, so she could only look at Tang Bao calmly, but with the attitude of a victor. Tang Bao gritted his teeth and glared at Lan Wanru. Was he trying to tell her that Lan Wanru was once acknowledged by Yu Songhuan as his wife? So what if he acknowledged her again? In the end, it still had nothing to do with her. Di Haotian, I'm going to the company after eating. Are you coming? Tang Bao didn't want to talk nonsense with Lan Wanru. In his heart, he knew that Lan Wanru's scheming was much deeper than Xiao Rui's shallow and arrogant personality. I'm going. Tang Bao coldly glanced at Lan Wanru, whose expression had changed. If you want to stay in the castle, you can stay there. No one cares about you. Tang Bao paced back and forth in his office, looking quite irritated. What's wrong now? I asked you to go shopping yesterday, but you didn't go. Don't you have to accompany the young master today? He's in tea. Why would he want me to accompany him? Even in the castle, there will be people willing to accompany you. Who is it? Tell me, why would an unmarried woman like Lan Wanru keep staring at a married man, pretending to be weak and pitiful? Tang Bao was furious. She's pretending? Really? It's because it's true that I'm even angrier. Once I get angry, I faint. Once I get hit, I faint. I'm just like a fart paste, Tang Bao said angrily. Who hit her? Are you okay? Wang Malay asked. Why me? Tang Bao asked somewhat guiltily. Is there even a need to ask? I know you so well. Tang Bao curled his lips and leaned back on the sofa. Who told her to stay in the castle and not leave? Are you blaming me? Why haven't you left yet? How thick-skinned can he be? Let me tell you, even if you hit her with a machine gun, she won't get hurt, Tang Bao said seriously. After I knocked her out, she simply stayed in the castle. The key is that Di Haotian even agreed. Don't you think that's infuriating? This is very normal. How is it normal? Tang Bao was unhappy. Then who told you to knock her out? Don't you have to take responsibility? And I heard that the young master's relationship with his second uncle is not good, Wang Malay said in a low voice. Not good? It can't be, right? I think it's quite good. Tang Bao was surprised. That's just on the surface. I heard that when the young master was growing up, his second uncle wanted to kill him several times. Wang Malay had a creepy feeling on his face. How do you know? Yu Lianlian told me when we were chatting in private. Think about it. Yu Lianlian and Zhou Jisen were husband and wife, and Zhou Jisen was the young master's personal lawyer. It's normal for Yu Lianlian to know. Your relationship with Yu Lianlian is that good. Of course, Yu Lianlian is a very good person. Tang Bao was a little in disbelief. It seemed that there was no problem with the relationship between the two families. When it was time to have a family meal, they would have a birthday party. Did this look like a bad relationship? Why were they so close if they were not good? Could it be a mistake? How could it be a mistake? Let me tell you, there's nothing strange about this. The battles between the rich and powerful have always been fought without seeing weapons or blood. Although it's written in novels, it's still different when you experience it yourself, Wang Malay said. What experience do you have? Tang Bao looked at her in confusion. Isn't that so? You're my friend. We're so close. Won't I have a personal experience of what you've suffered? Tang Bao's mouth twitched, but he didn't say anything. She was thinking about Di Haotian's gunshot wound. Di Lingwei even went to the castle to visit Di Haotian. However, Di Haotian wasn't very happy. Instead, he dressed neatly and his face was cold. Could it be that Di Haotian's gunshot wound was caused by Di Lingyue? If Di Lingyue wanted Di Haotian's life, then what about Di Junbai? No, even if Di Lingyue wanted to do something, Di Junbai definitely wouldn't know. He was such a gentle and gentlemanly man. How could he do such a thing? That Di Lingyue seemed to be more two-faced. Tang Bao's head was a little big. If that was really the case, then this rich and powerful family was too dangerous, right? Bao Bao, what are you thinking about? Are you afraid? Let me tell you, don't be afraid. With the young master around, even if there are any monsters, they won't dare to do anything. You know again. Tang Bao glanced at her. I'm curious. Why did Lian tell you this? I just said it by accident. I said that the young master was jealous because you and Di Junbai were too close. Then, the two of you had a cold war. Lian told me to tell you not to get too close to Di Junbai. I was wondering why. She said that Di Junbai's father isn't a good person. He especially likes to secretly plot against the young master. Tang Bao sat up from the sofa. That sudden movement scared Wan Malay. What are you doing? You're scary. I say, you big mouth. Why did you tell Lian about me? You didn't lose out. Sometimes, exchanging information is a good thing. Look, you now know about the dark secrets of the Di family. Isn't it good? Tang Bao wanted to say good my ass, but this wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Otherwise, he would have thought that the Di family's second uncle was such a good person. He was also smiling when he saw her. Sigh, too naive. I think Zhou Jisen doesn't want to remarry you, Lian, Tang Bao said. How do you know? If he agreed to remarry, would she chat with you? She wants to use you as a bridge. Tang Bao wasn't trying to attack her. She was even more naive than she was. So what? I didn't lose out. It's such a good thing to have close contact with my idol. I was wrong. I'm the bridge. Tang Bao smacked his lips and said. The more Tang Bao thought about it, the more she felt that something was wrong. She couldn't let Lan Wanru stay in the castle. What if she was on the same side as her aunt and uncle? Would she secretly make a move on Di Haotian? You're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.